Science created him, but only Chuck Norris can stop the silent rage on Bad Movies Rule, the worst movie podcast ever recorded. We're going all the way back to 1982. Let's go!
I like it.
It's the worst kind of rage. Is the
Silent, yeah. You don't want to have silent rage.
No.
I tell you to go to hell right now, but I'm silent about it.
Right. I'd much rather have intensely loud verbal
Rage.
Yeah.
That's a good kind.
than silent rage. Let it out. I say don't keep it in.
No.
Let it all out. It's good for you. And today we're going to let it all out because we're talking about, before I even say it, our BMR supercomputer spits out these episodes at random, right? And so every week we're like, all right, here's what we're doing this week. And for a long time, the computer seemed to be obsessed with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and we were doing a lot of those, right?
Yeah, sure.
And now it seems like the supercomputer is on a bit of a Chuck Norris kick because...
Yeah, it went down the rabbit hole. Some good Chuck Norris jokes, and it just, man, it's
Is that
it's
a
at the
pun?
top
Do
of
we
the
get to
list.
count that?
It seems like I think we
Chuck
should count
Norris
it,
kick?
yeah. I think this is the fourth one now and not that long, right? So we're talking about Breaker, Delta Force 2, Silent Rage, and we're just going to keep this train rolling. And eventually, hopefully, someday the BMR supercomputer gives us another Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
One day. It's trying to recover from desert heat.
That's when it's after that. It said it was smoking. It was like, no more of this.
I got a little secret for the crew today.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
This is my first Chuck Norris movie.
Ever?
Ever.
You've never seen any of the other ones?
Nobody ever introduced Chuck Norris to me. I know just growing up with you guys, like... We've talked about it, but we've never actually sat down and watched a movie together.
Somebody is responsible for introducing every person, so someone dropped the ball at some point.
At some point, I did not get into Chuck Norris.
Whose turn it was to show Kurt Chuck Norris.
Yeah, but I'm mad about it, but I'm going to stay silent.
I don't know how I
it.
feel about Silent Rage being your first Chuck Norris movie.
Yeah, it was okay. I'm not going to be mad about it.
I know Bob was on the mailbag the other day was talking about somebody wrote in and said, what are the ones we need to do?
Yes.
And I don't think you were like Silent Rage.
No, I didn't list Silent Rage. That's like a deep track.
Yeah.
Like
There was like Lone Wolf, McQuaid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. You
Delta
should
Force 2, I think you guys definitely recommended that one.
Invasion USA, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's some goodness to be gleaned from every Chuck Norris
No,
outing.
there is.
So-
But I would say Silent Rage is definitely one that you should not start off with. Maybe start off with the higher ones, and then kind of work your way down the list.
Well,
I agree.
too late now.
Too late.
But it's too late.
Watched it.
How do you feel? I mean, how do you feel after watching your first Chuck Norris? I
Did
mean,
it live up to the...
you actually got to see him in action. I mean, did you have like
I get why there's
change on the
Chuck
inside?
Norris facts.
Okay.
I get why those were made.
Gotcha.
I understood wholeheartedly.
Gotcha.
Chuck Norris flows through my blood now.
Well, thank you for listening today, guys. And if you've never listened to BMR and BMR is not flowing through your blood like some of our diehard listeners, your first opportunity is here before you. And just so you know, we're going to go through the vitals, who wrote it, directed everything, and then we're going to list out scene by scene. We're going to break this movie down. And then after we've gone through the entire film, we're going to give out some awards. Who was the best? Who was the worst? And our final rating. Does this deserve the title of bad movie, or maybe it's even a good movie? Occasionally we find some gems. So I'm excited to dive into all of this with you guys. We're going to get straight into the vitals here. The movie Silent Rage was directed by Michael Miller. Any of you familiar with Michael Miller, or your wives might be?
Shoot. Nope.
Nope.
Go ahead. Help me out.
So it was like Silent Rage, Street Girls, and some like exploitation movies in the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just a litany of Lifetime movies. Like this guy, like he murdered her in the alley. Like those movies.
Yes.
Like this guy just directed all of those back in the day. Do you remember? My mom used to watch the crap out of those Lifetime movies.
Oh, she did. Probably still does.
Meredith Baxter Birney was starring in all of those.
Mm-hmm.
It was
My mom was more into like General Hospital and like TV drama.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
That is a horrible drama. I hate that show.
Yeah, the writers got to think of something new with that one.
Every episode's the same.
It's always the same.
There's always the big reveal.
Yep.
Movie was written by Joseph Fraley and Edward D. Lorenzo. And not many of them have. I mean, I should say not. They haven't written many movies that you would know of. The only other movie that Joseph Fraley wrote was another Chuck Norris movie, which came out a couple years before, which is Good Guys Only Wear Black. I think is that what it's called or something.
Good Guys Only Wear Black.
Yeah, that was written by him. So he only wrote these 2 Chuck movies, and that was it. Movie obviously stars Chuck Norris,
Of course.
Ron Silver back for the first time since Time Cop, which was like episode 10.
2 years. Oh yeah.
Over almost 2 years ago.
Yep.
He was the bad guy in Time Cop, who plays a doctor in this one. Tony Collette and Brian Libby, who plays John Kirby in this movie. Do you recognize Brian Libby from anywhere?
Yes, I just don't remember where.
Yeah.
I should have done a little bit more research.
No, it's okay.
But,
it messed with me too. I had to look it up, which I just want to apologize now that I did some research. But he's from Shawshank Redemption.
yes, that's where it was. He's one of the inmates. He's
one
of
of
the
the
friends of Red.
Red's crew. The one of the, I do believe you're talking out of your ass. Or whatever.
Yes.
That was him. Yeah. He didn't have a lot of lines in that movie, but he was always hanging around with the dudes.
Yeah. Now I know how he got in prison.
Perfect.
Makes
All right,
sense.
they finally fished him out. Budget for this movie was $4.5 million. And the box office was $10.5 million. So, not bad. Probably broke even. The movie, this is where it kind of is borderline for some people as far as how it qualifies for our show. So it's right now a 5.4 on IMDb. And that ties it with Robot Jocks and Maximum Overdrive as far
Okay.
as movies that we've covered that are 5.4.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a positive critics rating,
How many critics?
like 12.
Okay.
Okay.
More than it's not, 2 out of 3 at least,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But it's got a 39% audience score. So the audience
why.
is the
That's
one.
why it's on the show.
Yeah, the audience is the one that have said no. This is a bad
This
movie.
is garbage.
So we'll have to see. We'll see if they're right. I don't know. I'm interested to see what you guys thought because I had a hard time making up my mind about this movie. And I think this is one where I wouldn't be surprised if we all landed all over the place on this one, personally. So, you guys ready to dive into this thing
Please.
before we do?
I do. I'm ready to dive in. Is it the shallow end or the deep end? What are we
No,
doing?
it's a deep dark well. That's what
man,
we're
I
going to
can't wait
dive
to
into.
stick my toe in the water. Let's go.
The before we get in, I just want to let you guys know there's a few different ways to get in touch with the show. If you'd like to reach out via email, you can do that at this show.
Excuse me.
No, you're okay. You good?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you'd like to reach out to us via email, you can do that at thisshowIstrash@gmail.com, or you can even call us and leave us a voicemail, while you're raging at your radio or phone or however you're listening to this and you want to say, hold on, they totally got this wrong. Hit us up. It's 262-757-8567. Leave us a voicemail. We'll answer those emails and those voicemails on our mailbag segments. And also, if you'd like more of a BMR experience, you can always join our Patreon. We have 4 other shows, podcasts that we do exclusively on there. It's patreon.com/badmoviesrule. All of that is in the show notes, the links, everything you can want to go down there. It's a great way to support the show and what we're doing. And we just appreciate everybody who's already part of our Patreon. You guys are keeping us going, and we appreciate and thank all of you. All right. You may have also noticed, this is the last bit of business here before we get into the plot, that there are some ads now that are running on the show. We have actually signed with a podcast network, and so this is our first time announcing it on the show. We have signed with Cineverse. They are the ones that are, you may recognize them from, they own Bloody Disgusting. It's a horror-based podcast network, and they're expanding now into general entertainment. And so they brought us in as part of their network, and so you might hear some ads now. That's just again another way that you can support the show. So thank you guys for apologize that you got to listen to those now, but it's helpful for us. So with that, we are now going to throw to some. So as we say, it's time to pay the bills. Let's dive in, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
I wish I had it in here, but the music. Do you guys remember the opening music just starts to slowly build, and you're like, hey. Here's a window. Stare at this window for 15 minutes.
While credits roll through. Yeah.
I couldn't tell. I felt like there was like a Rorschach test with that window. I felt like there was just some very big-breasted woman just be like,
But yeah, you see what you want in there, Joe.
Yeah, that's what I seen.
I saw like a plant.
Is that what you see?
Yes.
Where
Was there?
I felt like.
I did not see no boobs.
The one time.
Come on. What did you see?
I don't want to tell you.
Why?
I've got pretty good
Because
boob art.
you used to work with trees.
Does Bob has impeccable boudoir. That's what makes this really.
What did you see?
I saw a bush. I saw a burning bush in there. That's what I thought it was.
Really?
And,
Yes.
and it talked to him?
I'm the only one that saw boobs.
Good job, Joe.
Okay.
No, because I watched the
Thanks.
whole movie. You were not the only one that saw those.
Okay.
Just not in that
Well, no,
moment.
yeah. Well, there was other boobs.
There
yes,
were.
but
Yes.
I saw boobs in the stained glass window.
And they're trying to really, maybe they were just trying to set your expectations right off the bat.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
All right, get ready. And the music's going, and they're just getting louder and louder. And I'm like, waiting for this window to explode or
Yeah,
something.
it's like a scare tactic.
Right? But nothing happened.
Nothing.
It just pans away, and this guy just wakes up. This is John Kirby.
Cut to my life.
You're like, hold on, this is traumatic.
I know. I was like, ooh, I feel that.
There's just kids running around the house.
Screaming.
Yes.
Wife's yelling at him.
Sit down. Your kids are nothing but crazy people. You're just
And he's just laying in bed, just,
Yes, I could have
All
played
I
a
want
recording.
is
I
a
felt
nap. Yeah.
I don't think that's her husband, though.
No, I think it's a live-in.
I think he rents a room
Yeah,
from
rents
them.
a room,
And there's
yeah.
another guy that rents a room there, it
Yep.
seems like, because she doesn't talk to him in a familiar way, almost like you would someone that
landlord,
you don't,
yeah.
like a landlord,
Yeah.
right? But he's got to listen to all this, and the kids are running, and even the kids, you hear, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like cursing and swearing at each other, and she goes, get outside, I'm tired of this nonsense.
Yep.
Kids all yelling in here. Just get outside and
Yep.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt it. I felt his pain up to a point. I was watching this. I was like, man, I feel bad for this guy. I really do. And then he does things. I was like, oh, you lost me there.
Or there was nothing wrong with him at all, and he just lived in that house.
Yeah. That's what
He actually wasn't crazy at all. He just needed a nap. Yeah.
he finally broke.
He goes-
The man cracked.
He goes downstairs and he's got his pills and he tries to pick up the phone and we finally calls his doctor and he's like, I'm losing it, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna snap. You gotta get over
And
it.
the
right
doctor's like, "What do you mean losing it?
Yeah.
What's going on?"
He's like,
What do you mean I don't? What do you mean losing it? I mean losing it.
He's got his pills. His pills just kind of fly everywhere. He doesn't
Yep.
get those in.
Nope.
In time. He's just like
Pills explode like a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
kind of shot the same
Explosions.
too. She sends the kids outside, and this is why this woman. She drove me crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right up a wall.
The kids are outside playing, and then she's like, "What are you doing out there? You messing? Get your asses back in the
Yes.
house." I'm like, "You just told them to get outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get back in the house. Yeah.
Get back in the house. Get outside."
Contradiction.
Woman
I hate it.
drove me crazy. I'm like, "Give me an axe. I'll do it." That's how I felt about this woman.
And he's out there trying to release some steam, chopping it. He's like chopping at some wood, trying to do something.
And the kids
You know-
are right next to him, just shouting crap at him.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Shooting those old school laser guns. They were
Yeah.
like,
Chucking a gun up against his face.
and just the way he chops the logs. It's just a pile of logs. He's just taking an axe to a pile of logs. So you're like, you're not
Yeah.
really.
He's not doing anything. It reminded me of Monty Python in the tower where the guy writes the letter and he's just like, barely
Yeah,
does
just kinda
anything.
like, yeah.
He
He's
just
just
picks up
dragging
the
his
axe
hand
and he's
across.
just like, just flops the axe on
Yeah,
the
he
wood,
just-
That's not just nothing. Kids run back and I
not
think,
working.
God, the mom sends the kids now out into the playground or whatever, somewhere away from the house,
"Yes."
and then
I will say this though, it was funny because that goes back to the '80s.
Yeah.
And when parents was like, "Get out of the house, go to the park.
Yes.
I don't want to see you.
Yes.
Until you get your all the shenanigans out of you.
all of it.
Like that was it, man. They again growing up was like, get out of the house,
no,
stay out of the house. I don't want to see you until dinner time. That was like
There's no
the 80s.
shenaniganery here.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely changed somewhere in the last 20 years where now families and family time tend to revolve around the children, where at the time it felt more like we were a burden.
Oh, yeah.
Not
100%.
Not a literal burden, because I know our mom probably listens to this. But you know what I mean? It was like, get out of here.
It was a different thing.
I want peace and quiet for a while.
Right.
And it was just a totally different time.
Yeah.
Because my mom, there were times she used to just lock the door.
Oh, that was the best.
And she'd just be like,
Try to get back
"Can't come
into the
back in."
house.
It's
But we
locked.
figured out a way to get back in the house. We crawled through that bedroom window.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, that still happens at my house.
Joke's on you.
Yeah,
Your wife locks the door.
yeah, and then I get thrown outside.
Why don't you have a key?
I got one, but
She keeps changing.
I
the
just
locks.
would much rather be outside.
Perfect. All right,
Burn
after the
off that
kids finally go in,
tomfoolery.
he walks in with this axe. He brings the axe in from the wood chopping pile, and he's carrying it in. And he kind of just stares at her, and she's sweeping the steps or whatever. And she one look at him, and she knows what is about to
Yep.
happen. 'Cause She
Yep.
starts.
Yep.
She doesn't even question it. She's not like, "What are you going to do with that?"
At
She
this
just-
moment, you know you tough.
he just goes, F it, and chases her with an axe up the stairs, which is a theme throughout this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Not out the front door. Let's just run up the stairs.
No, up the stairs. He's up there. She slams the bedroom door.
Oh
and
my
he starts freaking chopping at the door.
And she leans against the door.
You're
This
right.
is my best defense against a 6'8" guy.
I'll put my back and my head up against the door.
Easy target.
With a man with an
murderer.
axe. Yeah.
Perfect. But whoever the other room renter dude came in, tried to come to the rescue.
with the
He tried.
the greatest axe chop to the face. Just
Dude, I wanted to hear Jim Ross go, oh, he's got the chair. Like he comes in with the chair.
steel chair.
Just smash him. with the dude.
to no prevail.
It was like such a no sell. He turns around and just goes, donk.
Yeah. That's a sharp axe.
Yeah. Wow.
I love the guy's death. He was like, and he was just,
turns
it was
around.
it. It was great.
Because you know he had that makeup on already because he comes in face
yeah.
away from camera,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
With the axe wound already ready so that
Yeah.
when he hits, he can just spin to camera and go, oh, I'm dead.
Yep.
And fall down.
He
That's
tried.
great.
It's great.
He tried though.
Bro just keeps hacking at that door and she's screaming. And I thought of you, Joe. I was like, yep, that's going to make it better. Right? Like the screaming, right? I'm like, if anything, you're making him want to kill you more.
Yes.
To shut you up.
Yes.
Because the screaming is not helping.
That's not helping.
Well,
no.
yeah, there's a moment where she's screaming at him, and it's almost the same facial expression he had when he was at the stairs, where he was like, all right, we're doing this.
That's why,
Yep.
yeah, it kind of seemed like he was just like, F it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess so. Here we
I'm
go.
chopping your face.
She does get the window open a little bit to scream out to the mailman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Send the police. Ah! And then take
Which he does not hurry at all.
No.
There is no there is no panic in that mailman at all. He's just like,
I wanted him to come in and go postal.
The problem is it takes her like 47 more minutes to get the window open.
Yes.
Because she has, I mean, I feel like he hits that door 9 more times before he gets into the room, and the window is still not open, and she's
Yeah.
just finally starting to crawl out of it when he gets in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously he pulls her back in and just chops her to
Lets
pieces.
her have it.
Lets
Yep.
her have it. The cops get there in about 30 seconds from when she tells the mailman, send the cops.
That's Chuck Norris time.
That is Chuck Norris time.
Yeah.
So either he was already there hanging out in the neighborhood, or it's the fastest response time of any cops have ever seen in a movie. Or Chuck sensed it.
yeah.
He knows.
He
Chuck
knew what was
sensed it.
happening.
You
Chuck
could
sensed
smell it.
Stash twitching.
When Chuck stepped
Stash
out,
to it.
I thought it was because it's the beginning of the movie. I didn't think
like
there'd be
it.
a face off with the bad guy. That I thought it was just gonna be rando cops showing up.
Yeah.
But when Chuck just steps right out of the blazer,
Yeah.
in that first scene, I was just
Causes an eclipse.
I was like, oh my gosh,
Blocks the sun right from the camera.
Jeez.
man. Charlie guards the truck. Charlie is his partner,
Deputy Donut.
Deputy Doe.
Yes.
Captain Baby Fat.
Yep.
Hot dog neck.
Looks like a giant baby.
Baby
Yeah.
Huey.
Wasn't he in like what movie was he in?
He was Baby Huey
He was Baby Huey.
in the movie that we did.
Yeah.
He was?
Yes, I
Yeah.
just made that joke without realizing. That's the guy that did the voice of Baby Huey in Baby Huey's Easter Adventure.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Is Charlie.
I think it was at Animal House. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
oh, yeah,
I think
remember
it
him
was.
in Animal House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen First. Yeah, absolutely. And Chuck goes in alone and he's searching.
Yeah.
And I got scared.
So I'll say this right now. I expected this to be a action movie.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
This is not an action movie. This really technically shouldn't be on, BMR because this is straight up a horror movie.
Well, we still
This
cover
is a horror
movies. I mean, we've done horror movies.
Yeah, but I was expecting,
Yeah.
whatever. But no, this is a straight up slasher film, 100%.
It is. It's an interesting mashup. It's like, what if we took a Halloween movie,
Yes.
but we put in like your 80s action guy hunting that guy down
Yeah.
in a film, which I thought was a pretty cool idea.
No, I enjoyed it.
It's, for the lack of a better term, not to give anything away from
Yeah.
the movie, it is Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
100%.
And I got scared, when this scene when it's really. I mean, I know this movie's called Silent Rage, but I thought the sound had cut out in this part. Like I was checking my TV because not a sound.
Nope.
The whole time he's searching the bottom half of this house,
The sound, the music.
Until the ironing board falls out in front of him.
and I was like, oh, I guess
Little
my
jump
sound
scare.
is on.
Thought he was gonna punch that thing.
I had a
Explosion. Dust.
ironing board versus Chuck Norris.
Ironing board no more.
No, here's why the scene was terrifying. Not because I thought the axe murderer was going to come out and kill Chuck Norris. I mean, I knew that wasn't
Of
going to
course
happen.
not. Yeah.
It was terrifying, this idea of playing hide and seek with Chuck Norris. Because that's basically what the scene was.
You always lose.
Little did he know. Little did he know.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, man, you imagine if you're hiding and Chuck is the one looking,
Oh, my
ready or not, here I come, looking
Yeah.
through the house.
Oh my God.
It's scary, bro.
That's scary.
I know. It's terrifying. Killer's hiding upstairs, and he gets up there, and I think he jumps out at Chuck, right? Like, it's not
Yeah.
Chuck finds him. He jumps out.
He jumps out and tackles him into
Yeah,
the
I do love though when Chuck comes in, he like knocks kindly. And
Yeah.
he's doing like what you're saying, where it's almost like a game of hide and seek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And he's just looking around, doesn't have any guns drawn yet, nothing going on. And then all of a sudden, he sees the first dead body.
Right.
And that's when he's like, oh, pulls out the 6-shooter.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's his 6-shooter.
Yeah, and then he's walking up, and then he's quietly looking at
Yeah.
the door that's axed.
It was generous of him.
And he just like opens it up and he's like, somebody in here?
He could have walked through the middle of it, but he just
Yeah,
opens the
exactly.
outline of the door.
Yeah.
And then that's when the bad guy comes from behind him with the axe
Yeah.
swing.
Yep.
Chuck does the elbow block.
It was nice of him and considerate of him to go with his secondary weapon, the gun.
Yeah.
His fist.
Yeah,
Exactly. Take it a little easy. on
Show
him.
the man mercy.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
He came up. You like, knock, knock. Who's there? Chuck Norris. Yeah.
I think they wrestle around in the room for a little bit, but ultimately the guy goes out the window.
Oh, he
John
knows.
Kirby.
Yeah,
he knows.
he's-
He's like,
he's-
I gotta get out of here.
It tells in 5 seconds. You can tell
Yeah.
this is it. He runs out. Chuck also jumps out the window, lands on the ground, and almost gets his head blown off by Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, like bullet goes off right next to his head.
so incompetent.
Chuck is so patient with Charlie.
It's ridiculous.
He never gives him a hard time. Dude almost blew his head off, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll get him next time, Chuck.
Don't worry about it.
Right? Like,
You got
Gotta
this.
work
No
good with-
worries.
Gotta work good with what you got.
work with what you got. It's the only other cop. It seems like
He just
in this
looks at
whole
him. He's
town.
just like, really?
Chuck.
I'm right here. And he ran away way before the gun even fired.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. Right? Who's he shooting at? Because John's
He's like, oh shit,
gone.
I gotta get my hold on. Can't open the door. Belly
His
fat
belly's
shit.
in fat. There you go.
I got him, Chucky.
I shot the grass.
Good job. Good job, Chubby.
Got him, Sheriff.
WD
Shit, I
double
did not-
gin.
Nope, I almost got the sheriff. Yeah, damn. All right. We're not going to tell anybody about this at the Christmas party, right?
Yep.
No.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'll get you a puppy.
Right,
Oh,
he's gonna
wait.
go home.
Maybe that's not a good idea.
Oh, God.
The puppy confession.
Chuck, I can't wait till we get that. Chuck chases John Kirby into like the tall grass. Like there's like a forest area next to the house and some tall grass. And at first he can't find him, but John grabs a 2x4 off of a wood pile and tries to hit him with it. And again, and we talked about this in Breaker Breaker, you bring a weapon into a Chuck fight, that shit's going to be used against you.
Yes.
In 4 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. He's
Yes.
gonna, and sure enough, he knocks him out with this board.
Yeah.
Chuck knocks John out with this board, flips him over, handcuffs him. Did you guys catch this mistake? Because this made me laugh.
Are you talking about the dangling handcuffs? Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
I
the
love it.
next shot, it's together.
Yeah.
But he cuffs him, and there's a sound effect for both. But as he's pulling away, the one handcuff is just still
Just
dangling there.
And you're like, where's that from?
I'm like, all right, well, if they keep it in the next shot, then we'll know it was on purpose. But no, the very next shot, he's got them both.
Both on, yeah.
I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Yeah, but he takes him back over to the police, and he sticks him in the back of a squad car. And Doctor shows up. This is when Ron Silver shows up for the first time.
Yes.
I just call him Ron Silver the whole time because I don't even know what the hell his doctor name is.
Doesn't matter.
Tom.
I feel like they didn't
Dr.
really
Tom.
say with the doctor.
Yeah, he introduces himself when he runs up to
Perfect.
Chuck.
And he's like, hey, this is my homicidal maniac patient. Please
Yeah.
don't hurt him.
Please don't kill him. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me talk to him. Can I talk to him? Whatever. And Chuck and him are having like a little back and forth.
So you can talk to him at the station.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you talk to him at the station. That's right. And then out of nowhere, John Kirby kicks a door off of a squad car.
Not to just
Yes.
kicks. First, he breaks the handcuffs in half.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot about
And
that.
then he kicks the door open.
Just
Like,
donkey kicks it just straight off the car.
boom, off the side. I mean, he goes straight crystal meth.
Takes out a
Yeah.
sweet old lady.
Am I
Yeah.
missing something? Because he hasn't been given anything at this point. Why is he so strong? Like he hasn't been given the secret juice.
Well, I think that's what they want you to think is why is this dude so strong and so hyped up?
Right.
And now once you find out, you're like, oh, I got it.
You know how
But,
hard it'd be to kick a door off of a squad car?
Yeah.
Like off. Not just
gone.
open.
Not just
Yeah.
open, but off.
Like I said, took out a sweet old lady on a motorized cart in the background.
It's like driving through this crime scene.
Sweet, got 2 old ladies today.
Oh, Billy, I'm coming over to play some charades.
My prune juice. I ain't cleaning my balls today.
Well, they're cleaned
Oh
now.
yeah, they're gone. Door went straight through them.
Oh my gosh. And anyway, he comes flying out of here and starts beating up people for a minute until he's turned into a bullet pinata by
Turn it to Swiss
Chuck
cheese.
Norris
I
or
did
whatever.
enjoy
Yeah.
the practical effects in this movie a lot.
Yeah,
A lot
there
of
was some good
practical
squibs,
effects.
too.
Car hit,
Yeah, man.
the car getting booted, the fights, yeah. It was
Yeah.
There are some good gems in this.
Oh, absolutely.
when it
A lot of
comes to,
hidden gems in this.
A lot of the
It rem-
stunts were solid.
Yes.
It kind of reminded me a bit of Mr. No Legs.
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah, just the whole like cop tropes and
Except
just
for the wheelchair.
The fight. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
Except for that sweet old lady. But
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we did have another guy that looks like another cop that looks like he lives on cheese pizza. Right?
This whole town lives on cheese.
Pizza cop.
There's no town lives on cheese pizza.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. Rod Silver.
Oh, pizza.
Towards the end, Rod Silver's like, what's for dinner? How about a pizza? Yeah, pizza's fine.
Yeah,
pizza's fine.
Pizza is good.
One pizza she walks away with. And I'm just like,
I thought the bad guy
my house
was-
is 3.
Hey, don't you bag on that lady.
Oh yeah.
I'll defend her.
What?
Oh.
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
No, yeah. We'll get
Wife,
to
I
that.
thut, right?
Wife or
Wife,
girlfriend?
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm on her side.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get to
Oh,
that.
I mean,
later.
I'm on his side.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
she sucks. She's the worst.
What?
That's what I meant. I was confused for a second.
We're
all right,
gonna have
get there.
words.
When we get there, we'll argue
Okay.
about it. That's fine. All right, so John is shut up and obviously dead. And I'm like, that's weird. Bad guy's dead. It's 10 minutes into the movie. And so they take him.
Credits roll.
Well, and right before he gets shot, Dr. Tom. Did you see Dr. Tom where he's like, yeah, but he's like just staring at a tree.
Was he?
Like, yeah,
I
they
didn't
just
see
like
that.
cut to him and he's like,
It's like, oh wait.
and he's like, I got to get over
Please
there.
don't hurt him.
My guy just got shot.
He's obviously doing a crappy job counseling this psycho.
Yeah.
Well, he goes no, but from really far away.
Yeah.
Just please
Right.
don't.
If they
do
would have did a huge pan,
Yeah.
there would have been like 20 feet between
Just,
them, and he's just
well, just let him continue to beat up and assault everybody. Is that what you want to have? Like, of course they're going to shoot him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
And,
feels
and,
bad about it though later.
and so, do the police take John to a hospital for medical attention? No, they
No.
take him to a research laboratory because that's what the cops would do.
Of course.
Research laboratory in a janitor's office.
That's. I do have to say, this is probably the one thing that I went. That's a stretch.
Why would they do that?
Because again, it doesn't
all-
make a lot of sense. I mean, they played it up too.
Yeah.
Because they're even you get the
Chuck getting
magnificent-
interviewed by the doctor.
Yeah, the magnificent shirtless Chuck Norris. But then you get the little like, oh yeah, well this is just a research facility, so we
Right.
don't really treat a lot of things. But we
Right.
could tell you that you got some bruises, but they should be fine. you
Chuck's in the hallway. He's not even
Yeah.
in an exam room.
No,
He's
no.
getting checked out in a hallway with his shirt off.
know? Nothing can contain Chuck Norris.
Right.
Not even a doctor's.
No reason to take up a room.
There's no bruises on him or anything. I think he just wanted to have his shirt off.
Of course.
But he could put it back on, but he just doesn't want to. But it's not a hospital though. You're right. It's
Yeah.
like this weird laboratory / workplace kind of.
They're a place trying to create Chuck Norris's.
Really, they are.
Yeah.
And so they got the doctors. Ron Silver's in there and 2 other doctors. They're operating on John, trying to save him, even though he's been all shot up, right? And the one doctor's like, this is a great we should give him the secret juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great opportunity. Give a psycho some juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
And
does that ever
doctor's
work
like,
out?
It's great
Yeah.
juice.
The other doctor's like, yeah, we should totally do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, scientists in movies are the worst.
They are.
They are.
right?
They are.
It's every time they play God, same thing happens every single time.
Yep.
And only Ron Silver is like, guys, maybe we should just let him die.
Let him
go.
die. Let him do his thing.
He suffered enough.
He suffered enough. So
let
we
him
should
go.
just do that. And they're like,
But we got some of this sweet grape juice that
and they're like, yeah, totally.
totally is going to work.
Like, oh, you're right, totally. We should we should let him die, right?
Yeah.
We should let him die.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only moral thing.
Are you
to do.
you going home? Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna go to the office. I got
I'm gonna take it. All right, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna tidy up in here.
Yeah,
and,
we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
things we got to do.
I got.
Ooh, I got all this paperwork to
stuff.
do, and
I'll just do it next to the body. Is that
Yeah.
cool with
Is he
you?
gone? Is he gone? Is he gone?
could you give me a call when you get home? Let me know when you got home.
And as soon as Ron Silver, the one doctor that was dissenting, leaves, they're like, all right, shoot him up.
Do it. We got to get
God,
the
it took
juice.
forever.
You just got to get it in there.
Jeez.
They pipe this
Give me
stuff.
the needle. Give me the needle. Yeah.
And they kind of give an explanation like it's a healing serum or something
Yes.
that rewrites your DNA and
Yeah.
helps you heal from stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah.
His heart monitor starts to go again. Meanwhile, Ron Silver, Dr. Ron Tom, whatever.
Dr. Tom.
Dr.
Dr.
Tom.
Wrong Tom.
I like Ron Tom.
Ron Tom. Yeah, let's call it.
Dr. Ron Tom is out chatting with Chuck in the hall about like, oh, hey,
After Chuck's trying to woo his sister.
Yeah. Oh, I should say Chuck went before this to get a drink of water.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to get a tall glass of how you doing?
He's at the water fountain and he chokes when he
He's
sees
thirsty.
her. Like when he sees her, he chokes on the water.
yeah.
And
You don't ever choke. You don't choke Chuck Norris. That's hard to say.
water got choked.
Yeah. The water choked on Chuck.
That's exactly what happened.
How many Chucks could you choke with
Chuck Norris?
a Chuck Norris? Yeah.
Yeah. 10.
She slapped him in the face, which is, I thought, a death sentence, but not in this case because he kind of liked her.
Yeah, he just shook it off.
But it was obviously like he had spurned her.
He roundhouses
somehow,
her later.
like 5
You said
in a
spurn.
different way. Spurned.
You said spurn.
Spurned?
Say it fast, James.
She was spurned by him.
Sorry.
Okay, like we find out 5-6 years earlier, and so she had seen him, kind of like
I think that calls for. I think
it's
that calls
honestly-
for a saxophone.
It's kind of in a minute it will. It kind of it's a movie trope in a way because how many times we see whether it's Jack Sparrow getting slapped by women
Yes.
that he sees for the first time or
my
whatever in a
God.
long time, and
It establishes that the main character is a ladies' man.
yes, exactly.
That is like the perfect way to establish that.
Right.
Just like him walking into a bar, with a bunch of bikers and he's going to fight them.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know,
total.
which
trope.
does that happen in this movie? Because I don't know.
Probably. I mean, is it a Chuck Norris movie?
Yeah, it is.
Then I probably think so.
I mean, he's a ladies' man. He's a man's man. I don't. What else is he?
women want to be with him. Men want to also be with him.
Yep. And sheep run scared.
That's true. And what happened here is Chuck is chatting with Dr. Ron Tom, and he says, all right, hey, we couldn't save him.
right.
Well, all right, we'll figure this out with the coroner. They're going, the
Yes.
particular stuff, and this is
Well,
where,
and I love too that Chuck sends Charlie away.
Yeah.
Like wink, wink. I
Yes.
want to hang out with the girl.
right, because
Yeah.
the girl walks up and we find out that she's the sister of Dr. Ron Tom.
Right.
And then he's like, well, I do need a lift. And this is how he's just finagling his way into getting a ride home from her. Even though
Right.
she's like, I don't want to give you a lift, but I will because I'm a nice person.
Yes.
Cut to the car.
Jeez.
It's been 5 years and
Yeah.
he's already caressing her neck while they're talking
Yeah.
in the car. Right. And she's trying everything. I wrote it down here. She goes, if you think I'm the same starry-eyed, naive girl, well, I'm not. And I've come a long way in 5 years, and don't even think you're coming to bed with me for old time's sake because there's not a chance in hell. Smash cut to them naked in bed together.
Yes.
Immediately.
Feeling sexy right now.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was watching this a couple hours ago because whatever. But
Yeah.
right when that happened, my pants were off. I was like, hey, what happened? And my pants were off.
That's amazing.
This Chuck Norris has a way.
Obviously, because it cuts from her saying there's no way in hell to
Yeah.
them literally in bed.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go
Lana. This is the greatest thing ever. I watched the episode
Black Moon Rising.
Black Moon Rising, and you had this on repeat. And this is the new greatest sound in the world.
This is from Black Moon Rising.
Yeah, this is Tommy
music.
Lee Jones.
and Linda Hamilton.
Yep. Okay.
And in this scene,
You need to turn-
he starts to caress her face.
You need to turn this
Joe's
off.
touching me. Can you turn this music off?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It's taken over. In the scene, he starts to like touch her face. Now again, they're already in bed together,
Yes.
Yes.
nude.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Don't get any ideas." And I'm like sitting there with my wife going, "Don't get any ideas. What would you say we're doing here?"
In bed with our clothes off.
Right.
Don't get any ideas.
We're just folding some laundry.
Yeah.
This,
That's all.
she says, "This means nothing. Just so you know, this means absolutely nothing."
Did you see the chest hair on Chuck Norris?
I couldn't see his chest.
You might say it's a real Chuck Forrest.
The next day,
I like it.
the next day, Charlie is Captain Donut or whatever his name was.
Deputy Donut.
Deputy Donut is at the counter at the diner.
Yes.
And Chuck walks in. And as we've said 100 times, something happens to people's brains whenever Chuck walks into a gas station
Absolutely.
or a diner or a restaurant.
Absolutely.
Every single stinking time.
You're not wrong.
Tropey.
Every single time. And it's like they were in there waiting all day for him.
They were.
Yeah. When's Chuck going to get here?
Right? Trying to cause trouble in this small town. This is a Chuck Norris movie, isn't it?
Again, this makes me never want to open up a small diner or a bar in a small town.
No.
Ever.
Because the one girl's on there.
This is what's going to happen every time.
Yeah, she's
Scorpion boobs?
Scorpion Boobs is flirting with
Deputy Hot
Donut.
Dog Neck?
Yep.
and Chuck comes in, and this biker and these dudes immediately are just like, "Oh gosh, Chuck is here."
Yeah.
Oh no, well, why are the cops in this town such pussies?
Yeah.
You know, right? Like it's just
And he's like, I'm sorry,
Instantaneously,
excuse me? I'm
no
just here for
reason.
breakfast.
he just walked in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll tell you what, we run this town. What town are we in? Yeah,
Mayberry.
We
We're at
just go
Mayberry.
through town to town and we run through it. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and Chuck goes, that tells me something that you ain't never been to this town.
Yeah.
And guy rolls up on him and tries to pull a knife, and Chuck just one hands him by the neck
Yes.
and tosses him out of there.
Says, get out of here.
Get out of this freaking diner. The guy's
Take
like,
your terrible titties out of here too.
he goes, this ain't over, man.
It's over.
It was over
get
before
out.
it started.
Yeah.
It was over before it started.
And then that's when Charlie has a moment where he's like, I got a motto. You always got to walk around with a big stick.
Yes.
And Chuck's like, yep, you do. And he just keeps just ignores him and goes back into
It's
the
my
diner.
favorite line in the movie. After they chase the bikers away, he goes, "Well, I tell you, Charlie was like, I was getting real mad." And he's like, I know, Charlie. That's why I ran him off before he got too riled."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he goes, walk softly and carry a big stick.
That's
I
what it
say.
was.
That's my
Thank you.
motto. Man's got to have a motto, Charlie.
Yep.
He's always so cool with him.
Yeah.
He is.
Just wants him to be a good cop.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
It's like a baby boy. He just wants to take care of him.
Yeah, baby Huey.
Back at the evil laboratory,
Literally.
Yes.
They even turn some here. Could you turn down these lights? Put the these other mood lights up. We got to make this place look more creepy.
please.
There was thunder above the building. It was just
Oh my gosh.
lightning shot across the sky.
Want to smoke more, less hospital, more Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're going for in here.
Yep.
Thank you. The janitor's like, I'm tired of working for these guys. Ron Silver comes in, and this is where Ron Silver, the third doctor, finds out that they actually kept the dude alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the frick? He's like, no, check this out. Check this out. Cuts his chest open. He can heal himself.
Yeah.
And he's a total psycho. Isn't that awesome?
There's nothing's gonna happen here.
this is
Trust
perfect.
me.
While
It's gonna
saying
be
he's
fun.
got organs of a 20-year-old. I'm sorry. I think a 20-year-old, you would cut them open and they would bleed the same as anybody
Yeah,
else.
I would say, because
But
nothing happens.
Okay.
Just,
The shot of it re-healing.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. For 1985,
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I
or
don't know how they
it.
did it, but I was like, that's
pretty good.
Convinced
Pretty
me
good
that
effect,
he was
yeah.
healing.
What's that?
I said that was a pretty good effect.
I thought so. Ron at first is on board. He's like, all right, well, before we start, picking up our Nobel Peace Prize or whatever, let's do a whole battery of tests and whatever, and it runs away.
Yeah, totally changes his tune.
Kind of.
Now Dr. Tom's on board.
Yeah. Cuts back to the office again, and Chuck is in there to get a death certificate, and Allison, his ex, is like, "Can we talk? We got to talk." I don't think I can do this. I don't think we should do this.
Yeah.
Chuck goes, "Okay,"
Okay.
and she gets mad.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, this is perfect.
Chuck plays that whole no big deal
Yeah.
so well. He just whatever.
Like, why are you getting mad? All he did was agree with you,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
right? What'd you want him to do? She wanted him to be like, no, I need you. Oh, I want you.
No, Chuck Norris never begs.
Chuck Norris doesn't beg.
No.
You know what else you don't do?
What's that?
Ever work with Chuck Norris at an office and ask him for a 3-hole punch? Dead.
Nice.
Back in the evil laboratory, Dr. Ron Tom is starting to grow a conscience.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he starts to kind of freak out about Kirby and starts to tell the other doctors that this is a terrible idea because look at the readouts. Look at this.
Look at the brain graphics.
Yeah.
2000.
That's right. Look, it's all scrambled. This isn't even a human anymore. We can't be doing this. And so he was on board for about 5 seconds, and then he's like, no, we can't do this. And at this point, John still has not woken up. He's still in a coma or whatever on life support. And so the movie, this is what I thought was kind of hilarious about the way the movie's structured. He doesn't wake up out of his coma, the bad guy, till 50 minutes in. It's an hour and 40 minutes, so it's exactly halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
So for the whole first half of the movie, they have to give Chuck Norris something to do because he can't just sit around and twiddle his thumbs waiting for the bad guy to wake up.
Right.
So they put in this whole biker subplot for no reason other than to give Chuck something to beat up until the bad guy could wake up out of his coma.
Yep.
That's the only reason.
That's it.
We're just killing time at this point.
There's two things that Chuck Norris can do to kill time.
What's that?
Kill. And the other one rhymes with puck.
Got it. And he does them both.
He does them both.
Well, sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
What?
Charlie and Chuck are driving in. Can I say I loved the Blazer?
Absolutely.
Awesome. They're driving around in it, and out of nowhere, Charlie decides to tell him this horrible story.
Oh my gosh! It came out of nowhere. It came out of left field. He had all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, he felt the need to get something off of his chest.
Right.
Because he didn't want it to be on his record or to find its way on his record.
Right.
So basically, let me sum up.
Please.
So little baby Huey had a puppy. The puppy got dirty, so he decides to wash it in the toilet with baby powder. And then proceeds to put it into
I highly advise not to do that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while he's telling this story, Chuck is just looking horrified.
Yes.
Even Chuck's...
He's like, what the...
He literally fights an axe murderer, and Chuck's like, ugh. Like, this is creeping me out.
Yes.
And then...
So after he washes him in the toilet...
With baby powder.
Yes.
And then he puts him in the freezer to dry off. Yep. And then he goes and plays, forgets about it.
Yeah.
And then his mom comes back looking for a Chuck roast. And not Chuck Norris, Chuck roast.
Yeah.
And then finds the dog, which again was. And then he described and then acted out how the dog was like.
Yeah, like he must have been barking.
Yeah, barking, and then his mouth wide open and like frozen with a look of horror on his face. And Chuck's like, yeah, don't worry about that.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. This shit's
never
going to keep
speak of this again.
Yeah, we're just keep this between ourselves, all right?
Right.
Okay, I'm never going to get you a puppy.
He's just like, I'm worried that it was going to keep me from being able to be a good cop, or I don't even remember what his reason for telling the story was.
Yeah. He's like, I just had to get it off my chest. Honestly, it was the most awkward thing in the world, and it hit the. Why did he do it? No reason. But
seriously,
no reason.
None at all. And then they're driving, and he spots all the bikes at a local bar, all these motorcycles, and they pull the most aggressive U-turn.
Freaking baby Huey can drive though, man. He can drive. Holy crap!
Just go down the block and turn around. What the hell are we doing? They almost crashed into 6 people.
Well,
That's okay.
It's not like they're all getting on their bikes and leaving. Like, you got to hurry up. Like,
no,
you got the element of surprise at this point.
They weren't. Those people weren't going anywhere. They weren't going anywhere.
That's why Chuck Norris doesn't believe in the periodic table.
Oh, why is that?
Because he doesn't believe in the element of surprise.
Jeez Louise, dude.
Well played.
I think that may have been wrong.
This scene.
I think that joke.
I know, but I think I still understand what it's supposed to.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just kind of don't.
Yeah. I got you.
It was wrong. I think it was wrong in retrospect, but just go with it.
I got you.
Thank you.
This might be my favorite scene in the whole movie.
The fight?
Well, even before all that, Chuck. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. It shows the inside of this bar. It's broad daylight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's freaking pandemonium inside.
It's a party, man.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a party.
Yeah.
It escalated.
They got the bartender strung up, standing on a stool. They
With
got
a noose around his neck.
noose around.
So if
Gagged.
he tries to jump.
Yeah.
They got these girls laid out on the bar. They're pouring alcohol all over them. It's not 3 o'clock on New Year's.
No.
3 a.m. on New Year's.
No, it's probably like a Tuesday.
2 o'clock on a Tuesday. Like people are at work.
Yeah, but these guys are having fun.
These guys
Holy
it's getting
cow.
crazy. And Charlie walks in with Chuck, and Charlie is the one that yells, "Line up, you MFers!" And everybody just stops.
Yeah.
And the girl that's smuggling Zeppelins, what's her name?
Scorpion boobs.
Scorpion boobs.
Scorpion tats. Yeah.
Walks over to mac on Charlie because she was doing it in the diner.
Yeah, she just starts buffing his badge.
just-
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Baby hot dog neck. I'm so happy that you're
So happy
here.
you're here.
Yeah.
And starts
And then Chuck
Starts to
Norris.
seduce Charlie.
to do Charlie, and then she just pulls those things out.
Yep.
Shows them to Charlie.
The old puppy show.
And Charlie, like, before he can dive on him, Chuck's like, "Why don't you go outside and call for backup?"
Yeah, I thought for sure. But
I was waiting for Chuck to be like, "Why don't you freeze those puppies?"
I was going to say, go out. You want to go wash those off in the toilet and put them in the freezer? Man.
Ever.
But that's unfortunate. This is the second time
Yeah.
Chuck Norris has cock blocked his
Yes.
buddy, though.
Yes, it
honestly, this is the second time.
Bob, what did you think about those boobs?
Which ones?
All of them.
All of them. There's been a lot
Charlie's.
so far.
What did you think of Charlie's?
No.
Felt bad for the woman being dragged across the bar.
Yeah, that was
That was a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't think I could ever bring myself to do something like that or be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, guys, this is a little
Yeah, I would.
weird.
You did that, I'd get hair in my mouth.
Bob would be the biker. Bob would be the biker outside having a cigarette, going, "Don't go in there."
I just be like, Chuck,
Chuck,
you don't want to go. But I know you're going to go in.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, just go in.
friendly heads up.
I'm going back to work. I just came here for a 2 o'clock shot of
Yeah.
God knows what. And I walked in. I said, "What the hell is this?"
I walked in. They took my
like a-
shirt off, poured beer on me, was licking on me. This is not my cup. This is my cup of tea.
Where's the plumber that was just in there to have a cocktail that's just sitting on the end of the bar?
He's just
like-
sitting there. I wanted a guy
with his
sitting at the
beer.
end of the bar, just being like,
This is really weird.
"What the?
Can I get a?
Can I get a? Oh, you're tied up. Hey,
You're tied up right now.
Miss. Nope, you're being assaulted.
Yeah. That's
All right. Other miss. No, you don't work here.
Check, please.
You should fire your tattoo artist, by the way. Anybody? I'm going out.
I would
Light
just
up-
walk up. There'd be the conversation. Have you eaten here before? No, I haven't been here before. Open the door and just be like, let's go across the street.
I wonder if they have good buffalo wraps here.
Our specials are getting a cocktail glass smashed on your head.
Yes.
I love
2
how
for 1.
I'm not making fun of short people, but I love how all the guys is considerably shorter than Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chuck's not a
Especially-
super tall guy.
No, he's like my height or any of our heights. It's just like
Yeah.
he walks in and you're just like,
Hey, Chuck, I'm gonna kick your butt.
I like how the first guy, so, now Chuck's in there by himself because he sends Charlie out, right?
but why do you always send Charlie in?
You should have sent Charlie in and Chuck goes and calls for backup?
No, you should have just you should have said, Charlie, go to Dairy Queen. I'm going in.
There you go. I think Charlie would have been
Would
fine
have been a
with
smart
that.
thing.
It would have been the smart thing. Go have a frozen poodle popsicle.
It's just Chuck with all these dudes. And I love that the first guy they get to go fight him is the same arm wrestler guy from Breaker Breaker. That big, bald,
yes,
fat guy
yeah.
with the mustache. The one that's like, he hypnotized me in Breaker Breaker. Same dude here that he fights in the bar. The first one, obviously, he ends up fighting freaking everybody.
Oh,
because
yeah,
after
one
he
at a
beats that
time.
guy,
Yeah.
Chuck just starts fighting dudes left and right.
It's well done too.
That's really a great fight scene.
Yeah.
It really
Bottles of
is.
game
When he
Yeah.
grabs the pool sticks and just
pool
starts
sticks.
ninja
Yes.
chopping guys with them. Oh, it was fantastic.
I like the bike ramp to go out the 2-foot window.
yes.
There's a dude where Chuck snaps off about 5 kicks to his lips before the guy could even blink. It was just like, fa-ba, 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 fa-ba.
Love the
Yeah.
kick sounds.
Yes. It was awesome.
It was
That
wonderful.
guy didn't even see it happen. It happened so fast. Did I just get kicked in the face?
I think I just got kicked in the face with a Chuck Norris boot.
Going down. Right. I think it's Chris Tucker. Which one of y'all kicked me?
Yes, exactly. Which one of y'all kicked me?
Seriously. Chuck clears the entire bar.
There's a trope bar slide.
Oh, yes, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The bad guy goes down.
right down the bar.
I can't believe there must have been 20 guys in there. And there's 20 bodies on the floor, or 19 on the floor, because the main guy the same dude that was giving him a hard time in the diner, you're right, is getting on top of a motorcycle that's inside the bar.
For some reason.
And there's already a ramp that's built that's going to the window.
Yes.
They were going to do, they were ready for some tricks.
What the hell is that there for?
Because?
In case of emergency, ride this bike out the window.
It's like break glass. In case of a fire, break glass. In case of a, Chuck Norris comes in.
It's an emergency bike.
Emergency
Made
bike.
me think of Pee-wee's Playhouse when
That's
he just turns the statue and his little bike comes out. Wee, pew.
Seriously.
I have another Chuck Norris joke.
Please.
I just need to get it out now before I lose it. But during that fight, Chuck Norris roundhouse kicked a guy so hard that his foot broke the speed of light, traveled into the past, and killed Amelia Earhart when she was flying over the Pacific.
I love it.
Can I click it?
Yeah. Oh,
You want to. You don't have to.
That was a good one. Chuck Norris jokes are flowing.
I heard he can dribble a bowling ball.
It's true.
I imagine back when the poor bartender who was strung up opened this bar, or he was getting shown around, and they're showing him like
He had all
here's-
these aspirations. He's
all
like,
these
this is going to be a great place, man.
He walked. He's like, man, this is great. I had this awesome idea to build an emergency bike. You could ride out the window if you needed it. The place was on fire.
I put this noose up.
I put this news up here.
Great decor.
It all just backfired.
All backfired.
It's ridiculous.
I do like it after the whole fight scene. Everybody's on the ground. Chuck Norris just walked outside. The bartender's still stuck on the wall.
He did. He never got him down.
He's still there to this day.
Hello.
He never got the
Guys.
guy down.
Wait, I shit this more like. He was gagged.
He's just gonna hang around.
Charlie is supposed to be calling for backup, but instead he's on the
bragging about
radio
boobs, yeah.
just talking about this girl's rack and game planning what his next step is going to be.
He's gonna go. He's in love with her.
Yeah.
He called
I think I really love her.
called the station. He's like, what should I do, man? Like, should I?
What's the protocol on this?
protocol here? Like, do I go back in? Do I play it cool?
Yeah.
Am I going to be aloof? Am I going to be into it? And like, meanwhile, there's dudes flying out of the windows of the
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah, he doesn't hear it.
Right.
He doesn't even know what's going on.
Until finally, he's
So
like,
oblivious.
"Oh, mayday, mayday! We need backup." At that point, it's over.
It's
Yeah.
over. That guy will fall in love with anything.
I mean, she showed him to me. She
Yeah,
just straight up
literally
showed
showed-
him to me.
Yeah, we're
I
getting
saw it.
married.
First time. I think we are married. It's the first time anyone's ever done that.
I mean, I've seen Chuck Norris's boobs, but I just didn't feel the same.
Allison comes over to Chuck's house. Okay, this is the next scene. And No Shirt McGee is here just chilling, listening to some soft
man.
jazz.
Folding laundry,
Got
putting
some
socks
soft,
away.
some soft jazz going on his record player, and she just comes over and says, "Hey, we got to talk again," and goes,
Yeah, apparently she said she was in the neighborhood.
"Yeah, right."
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
just in the neighborhood. He lives in the woods.
Yeah, in a tree house.
in a tree house.
3 hours out of town.
Yeah.
I just happened to be here. I was deer hunting.
Want to see my rack?
Thought I'd just come by.
Oh,
Rack 'em.
rack it up.
Let's go.
Good call.
And she says, "All right, let's." Now, before she was like, "We can't do this anymore." And now she goes, "I just want to talk. Let me just say this. Don't interrupt me. Let's start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start over." And Chuck's like, just like it was before. Okay.
Yeah.
And they embrace, and then we get maybe the greatest.
It's a time for love.
Oh, yeah.
The mood is just right for a buzz.
This is right out of the movie, isn't it?
It is the song. It's the time for love.
Baby, what we can do.
Bro, this scene killed me. It sent me over the top. It's like them rolling around the sheets. Then the next one, it's Chuck in his jeans,
Yeah.
no shirt, pushing the fruit tray down the
Yes. Yes.
bed. And then it cuts back to him doing it some more. And
think-
then they're in a hammock.
Yep.
Again, jeans, no shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're
It's like 4 hours of
Doing
just,
it some more.
Well, but they play it in like 20 minutes.
It will be.
There's Bigfoot in the background just
Playing saxophone.
playing saxophone.
Time for love.
Sax squatch.
It's the time for love. This is the part of the movie when we make love.
There's a lot of fruit. I thought they had edible arrangements there. Like made them a little nice little like decorative platter of apples and oranges and such. It was really weird. Yeah, I think the most weird part is leading up to this. There's that slow pan across the ground.
Yes.
And there's like weights and like other things. I'm like, what are they using?
Yes.
There's like weight, cat litter box. There's all these weird things leading up to that. And I was like, why? But when you're with Chuck Norris, anything goes.
I just love that every time they cut back and forth, he's either naked in bed with her or just jeans on and no shirt.
So, are you telling me the quickest way to a woman's heart is Chuck Norris's wiener?
Nobody,
Yes.
I guess.
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
I mean, good Lord. And do you think he wears a condom?
Why are we talking about this?
Because I don't think
Oh,
Chuck
he's
Norris
working his-
needs protection.
He's working his way to a joke. I got it.
James, it's called a setup. He's setting it up. Just
I
go
was
with
like,
it.
what? Why
Am
are
I
we
that
talking
good that
about?
my setups are bad?
Why are we talking about his? I don't want to talk about his wiener at all. Why are we doing that?
Do you
The
though?
real Chuck Norris.
Hey.
I'll bring it back.
Hey, this show is for the ladies.
His dick can
All right.
knock out a satellite. One shot. All power out.
They had to
Shuts
keep
down
that
a
thing.
whole neighborhood.
They had to keep that thing under wraps. That's why they never showed him his underwear. It's always full jeans or nothing. Full jeans.
Knocked out the satellite outside of Russia.
Okay, nobody-
Chuck Norris is having sex again.
Damn it.
The lights in the town are. You see a generator kick back on.
There's more scenes in this movie where he has a shirt or no shirt and jeans on than he has regular clothes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Whoa. How you doing?
What song should we use for this? The one where it talks about it's the time for love. It's the time for love. Was my favorite scene. All right. Allison, after like round 7 or whatever, she's like, oh no, Chuck is the one like, I got a cabin. Let's go up to the cabin for the weekend. I'll pick you up at your brother's house in an hour. And brother being Dr. Ron Tom, because she lives with him, I guess, and his wife.
Yes.
All right, cool. That's the plan. Thank God the plot is on its way. Now
Finally.
we're moving. We get this lovely scene with some smashing acting of Ron Silver. It really has no other reason to exist.
No.
Ron and his whole thing with his wife. He gets home, Dr. Ron Tom, and his wife's there, and she's an artist, and she's painting some paintings and talking
you
about her
dare.
cinnamon cake that no one gives a
Don't
crap
you
about.
dare say anything bad about that woman.
She's dude,
She should be cherished and protected.
why? Just because she makes a crappy cinnamon cake and can paint?
Guy comes home. She's an artist.
Yeah.
Right? She's decent looking, and she's like, "Hey, honey, here. You want me to make you a drink?
How nice of her to be
get
decent
you-
looking."
I'll get you some pizza."
Okay.
I mean, it's like the perfect wife.
This is the perfect wife.
I think so. I don't know.
What was your issue with her, James?
Just that she can't even make a crappy cinnamon cake.
Oh,
So what about the cinnamon cake? She's an artist.
She was annoying. You liked her?
I thought she was an okay person.
Thank you.
I was excited when she died.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
No.
Me too.
way to ruin
Happy.
it.
Ruin what?
Ruin my happy ending.
She's going out to get pizza. This is the important piece.
Yes.
She's left the house and left Dr. Ron Tom by himself. He's down in the basement in his photo. He's like a red
Hold
room.
on, he goes to the fridge outside a screen door.
Oh
in
my
his
God.
kitchen.
Thank you.
This is
Go
when
ahead.
it's just like literally we're queuing. Hey, can we get the section blueprint of step by step of how John Carpenter shot the Halloween movie?
Thank you. Yes.
Step by step, everything from POV shots to camera moving. Literally,
Did they rip it off?
It's a complete ripoff. Complete. It's fine. I didn't mind it. I go, okay, I see what you guys did.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. But the funny thing about it, Ron Tom goes to the kitchen, pulls out a sausage, ridiculous, and cuts it with
Like a
samurai sword.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Jinx.
Absolutely.
With a samurai sword, and goes, I'm in the middle of the woods. I'll leave this out.
Nothing bad can happen from this.
And then I'm going to go down, I'm going to walk through my house and go downstairs into the cellar because everyone does
Yeah.
their business in the cellar and
Right.
turn on red lights.
It's like a dark room, right?
yeah,
dark
for
room.
photography.
Yeah.
And leaves the door unlocked.
Yeah.
Like there's not even a door. It's literally a screen door.
Screen
Like,
door, yeah.
The screen door into the kitchen. That's it.
The one thing that annoyed me with that is, like you said, you're absolutely correct. It is a John Carpenter, ripoff, basically. The only thing is, I guess the director was very adamant on the fact of like he was like it was not supposed to be a slasher movie. He's like, this is not a slasher movie. He doesn't like slasher movies. It was supposed to be a Frankenstein movie, this and that. And it was exactly.
But we're gonna
and then-
POV like a slasher flick.
exactly. But yet he just completely mirrors exactly what a slasher is. So
It's not a horror movie.
no, it's not a horror movie.
Why'd you put knives in that guy's glove?
I mean, it was
What are you
well
talking
done.
about? It's just a glove with knives on it so we can cut his sausage.
yeah, cut a salami.
Why is he wearing a hockey mask? Shut up. It's not a horror movie.
Sir, this is.
But yes,
I did. The jumpsuit was hilarious.
Yeah, he just wore a jumpsuit, right?
He wore a jumpsuit with some kick-ass Reeboks, but the fact the jumpsuit was something out of like a Bon Jovi music video
Yeah.
it was a bit sparkly.
is sparkly.
Yeah,
Sparkled.
Yeah, because at this moment we realize John Kirby has woken up out of his coma.
Yes.
We're now halfway through the movie. And he shows up at Dr. Ron Tom's because he had overheard him talking about how they should just murder him. They shouldn't be doing this, right?
Yes.
Just kill him. So he shows up at the house and sneaks downstairs in a sparkly jumpsuit and his Reeboks. And at the last second, Dr. Ron Tom realizes he's down there and hits him with some photo juice, in the face to
Yeah.
get away, and is
Yeah.
able to get up and out of the basement and up the stairs. And now he's on the second floor.
Yep.
And he shoots John
Yep.
twice. And he goes down.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 44 mag, just boom, boom.
I was like, all right, he's already doing more than most people do when they're getting stalked by one of these clowns.
I did like that. I like
Yeah.
the fact that he wasn't just incapable of
Right.
protecting himself.
But then John just gets up.
Yep.
Because he can heal. He's like Wolverine.
Or Deadpool.
And then Ron Tom shoots him again. And this time he goes down the stairs and is down.
Yeah.
Now, this idiot doctor, if anybody should know what this guy's capable of, it's
It's
you.
the doctor. Yes. Thank you.
Just goes downstairs and tries to
Yep.
walk past his dead body again.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm gonna trip you now.
And he just grabs him,
Right, pulls his feet out from under him.
lets go of the gun as he falls down. Of
course.
Of course, have to,
Trope.
big time. And is murdered. Ultimately, Dr. Ron Silver, rest in peace, murdered by John Kirby.
What I would have done in the situation,
Oh, please, tell me.
I would have put what's the John, right?
Yeah, John.
I would have put him in a headlock.
Yes.
Right. Done a reverse tuck, broke both his arms.
Oh.
Right. And then hung him up on a coat hanger, and then proceeded to use him as a pinata, and then just beat him senseless with a baseball bat. That's how I would have done.
Interesting.
It would have taken care of the situation.
I think that would have worked.
And then yeah,
You
Would
imagine?
candy come out?
Oh,
I'm just saying I would have done it better.
What?
That wouldn't have happened to me.
Wouldn't it have been awesome if John Kirby broke into Judge Dredd's house? Armor piercing, double whammy, double whammy.
Yeah.
Whammy. It'd be awesome, dude.
Hot shot,
Guilty.
guilty.
But no, I'm just saying,
I knew
if it
you'd
was
say
me
that.
against this guy, I would have won. Hands down, I would have won. I would have taken him out.
That's all you would have had to do was lay your hands on him.
I thought about what
It would have just held him to the ground.
Mr. Mrs. just would have been. I would have wrapped both fingers around his neck.
Both my fingers.
Both my fingers.
Here we go again.
I thought about Monster Squad. You guys ever seen Monster Squad?
The Wolfman does have an heart. Yeah. Wow, we're on the same page.
When
with
they
that.
watch
We
it,
are.
he's going to watch a horror movie where the slasher comes back for the sixth time, and Dad says, even if they blew him up, stick his head in a blender, and mail the rest of the pieces to Norway, he would still come back. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's about what they would have had to have done to stop John Kirby. Is blow him up, stick his head in a blender, and mail all the pieces to
yeah,
Norway.
and I would have done that too.
Right. That's the only thing that's going to work.
That's fair.
Wife gets home, pizza in hand, and finds
And wine.
And wine.
Pizza and again.
'Cause she's a
she
drunk.
is a saint.
because she's a drunk, Joe. Okay.
How was she drunk?
She's an alcoholic.
She can't go pick up a pizza without stopping for a bottle of wine.
Yeah, have you met any of our wives?
Yes, but our wives. If it was
stopped
us,
him dead in his
if
tracks.
it was us, we would have been going to get the pizza.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because our wives
Aren't artists.
aren't artists, and they appreciate our ability to be providers.
And they've been drinking. They
And-
can't drive.
And you're trying so hard not to. Your
You really like to back him into a corner, don't you?
Bob, you got him in the corner. Bob, you got him in the corner. Got him on his heels.
Like a biggie buggy bumpers. Ha!
She gets home. She got her pizza. She finds Dr. Rontom dead on the ground.
Yes.
And Kirby jumps out and chases her, and she goes upstairs.
Yes, to
I'm
the
thinking
attic
of
now or
Scream
something.
every
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah. Why? Why go upstairs? I agree. I appreciate the meta in the first Scream. They always go up the stairs.
Right.
Where, like,
Go out the front door.
go out the front? Hey, oh wow, you're.
Hey.
Whoa, that's bad. Did you see when Ron Silver? He was, trying to play dead, and every time he opened the door and closed the door, his eyes would go back into different
Yes.
positions. Yeah, anyway, it was funny.
Pretty awesome.
He was just like,
I'm a totally dead body.
Totally.
She hides up in the attic.
Yeah.
Ron Silver's wife.
I would always go high because that's the Obi-Wan.
The high ground.
Just got to get high.
you gotta have the high ground.
It's great if
Gotta
you have a
have the high ground.
lightsaber. Yeah.
Oh,
great.
yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what you need. I forgot about that.
She hides in the attic. He goes in
Wars,
there.
kinda.
He peeks inside the attic and he's like, I guess she's not in here. Closes it. And she stays there. She waits about 45 seconds before, well, it must be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He must
then-
be napping.
And then she walks out, and of course he's waiting for her to do that.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
And murders her. And I'm like, man, I would have waited 100 years until somebody else came in there to be
I would have
like,
been a couple days.
at least, right?
Yeah, and then he just uses her head as a stud finder.
He did. You're not wrong.
Oh, she obviously didn't work because they needed batteries.
Oh, that's
The batteries were dead in that one.
You,
Well, it didn't go. It didn't go through the drywall, so I think he found a stud accidentally.
would you say she got bored?
Oh
I think
yeah.
maybe.
Oh, we're at 9.
Well, knock some sense into her.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, we're at 10.
Lights are coming off, baby.
Allison now gets to the house and showers, changes, and packs before she notices that there's 2 dead bodies in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't question it.
And why were they both put in the same room?
I call bullshit.
100%. There's a giant blood stain on the bed.
Oh,
Okay. And tell me she didn't notice?
that's not why I call bullshit.
I'm calling that because my wife, if I stain the bedspread, she knows before she gets home.
Oh.
Okay. That happened. Like,
I just
this
call-
woman was in
Sixth sense.
It has a sixth sense. You spill something on the bed?
No.
What? How?
What?
I don't even have a camera in my house.
Yeah.
No.
This woman was in the room and didn't notice.
Yeah,
call
I just
BS.
call BS that the fact that she got ready so fast.
He said, I'll pick you up in an hour. And
Especially for
and she was
1982.
ready.
Yeah, she got ready really fast. I'm like,
also
that's
true.
not. Yeah, that's
So
not-
much
That's
unbelievable.
fiction.
So much just not
I
happening.
just want to know what floor they were on. Was it the basement? Was it the second floor, first floor, attic? I don't know.
It's a bi-level.
She finds the wife in the bed with the blood stain, and then she finds Dr. Rontom hanging from the freaking coat hanger.
Well, and it's the great, like, she, like,
Yeah.
digs under, like, for whatever reason, she's, like, shaking her and, like, puts her hand under the body.
Yes.
And then there's the blood on her hand.
Right.
And then she does the, I'm panicking, and back,
Yep.
steps right into the dead body of her brother hanging on a door. Yeah.
This is James pantomiming
That's right. It's
the
just
way
him
he
going,
looks on the door. He's with his,
Mouth wide open.
Yeah.
He's blue.
She runs out screaming and right into Chuck, who's at the doorway of the house to pick her up.
The stash twitched.
It did it? He knew.
You knew.
John sees that Chuck Norris showed up and takes off.
Yes.
Literally, he's like,
smartest decision.
oh, that's Chuck Norris. And he's off into the woods.
Not quite yet.
Right?
I'm not at my full form yet.
No.
I'm not quite there.
Not ready. Because he was going to stalk her, the girl. And then when he saw I was there, he took off. Should we take Allison to a hospital?
No.
No, how about back to the Institute?
Yeah. Let's do it.
The hospital was.
Is there a hospital?
There is.
Is it
The hospital with
do
a
they have
secret
just an institute?
umbrella organization in the basement.
Something. The doctors are, now John has come back and he's got bullet wounds in him and he's back on the table. And the doctor's like, do you think you killed somebody?
Killed a guy.
Right. And then the one doctor turns into the crab from Monsters, Inc., right? Where he's like, you know what I'm saying? I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I see this company die. Right? He's like, I don't care if he killed 100 people.
Yep.
Right? It's
For the greater
it's
good.
for the greater good.
I'm laughing so hard.
This is what it
I
is.
did not. Yes.
It's ridiculous. They don't give a crap.
Nope.
The one doctor.
We're doctors. We don't have morality. That's the stupidest line ever.
We're not moralists.
Yeah, we're not moralists.
All of us know we're all worthless.
Yeah, we're expendable.
They do then within a couple minutes go, well, maybe we should kill him, but let's like run our tests first.
Yeah, maybe.
And then maybe we'll see. Doctor number 1 leaves. This is when Doctor number 2 tries to just take matters into his own hand and shoot up John in the neck with some sulfuric acid,
Yep.
which would have melted the syringe it was in. But like, let's not, dude, it was plastic.
I know that. I know.
There's no way that syringe
Just
holds sulfuric acid. And then he puts it into his neck. And again, he should know what this guy is capable of.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it takes care of that.
Yeah. I'm just
And
saying.
walks away.
Maybe
What if they
maybe
had
some
Crunch Bar
restraints.
there? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sure. Tie him down in the bed.
Restraints, maybe. I don't know. Bob.
I apologize.
No.
I cut you off. I said when James started whistling, I was like, oh, he's probably going to, I wonder if they have Crunch Bars in the
Yeah. Seriously.
No, I could
just
really go
walks
for a
away.
slice of pecan pie right now.
He's in the
I'm
hallway.
so sorry for cutting you off.
He's not. Oh, you're fine. He's not down the hallway 4 seconds when John is stumbling up behind him, and he goes, "John, is that you?"
That's a long hallway.
That was a cool hallway,
It's
though.
one hallway to one room where they keep the
Crunch
one
Bars.
bad guy.
Yeah. That's the break room.
It's the break room.
There's a break room at one end,
And then
And the laboratory
bad
at the
guy
other.
lab in the back. Yeah.
So John slumps down. He's like, "John? Like, no, who is it? No, of course it's John."
Yeah.
And he walks over to investigate. John, are you
okay?
awake? I just tried to kill you.
Yeah. No hard feelings, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Needle to the neck from
Yes.
John.
Needle.
And the guy dies. And I'm thinking, oh, he plunged the thing. But later on, when the guy comes and discovers his body, the plunger wasn't compressed.
No.
He just died from a needle to the neck.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a horrible way to go.
Super weak.
Right in the jugular.
Yeah. All right. Chuck is like, Charlie, you badass killing machine. Allison is totally safe with you. Allison's totally safe with you. I'm going to go to the coroner's office. You got this, right? You can take care of Allison here.
Hold on a second. There is one thing I seen that I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So there, Allison is sitting there and the baby Huey's keeping an eye on him and Chuck comes in to check on him, right? And she's so distraught.
Yeah.
And she goes to give Chuck a hug and like buries her face into his shirt.
Yeah.
That's the side of his shirt that still has her brother's blood. Just it's just like, here, comfort me, but yet put your face into my bloody shirt.
Squish.
I was like, maybe change your shirt there, Chuck. I don't know if I would go back and try to console your girlfriend
If you think Chuck
wearing
has
your
more
bloody
than-
shirt.
If you think Chuck has more than one shirt in his wardrobe,
You are highly mistaken.
you're wrong.
He's got one shirt and one pair of pants.
That's it.
And a cowboy hat
He
and a gun.
And a buckle.
the buckle was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buckle was sweet.
You know that Chuck Norris sleeps with a pillow under his gun?
He does. Chuck is like, all right, Charlie, you got this. I'm totally trust you to guard Allison. She's not a little white dog, so she should be fine.
I will love you. I will squeeze you. I will call you George.
Oh, I killed my pet.
I will love him.
That's
and
when
hug
I
him
blow
and
it.
squeeze him forever.
And so he goes, and Chuck's not gone 5 minutes, and Charlie's practicing taxi driver in the mirror. You talking to me? You talking to me?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the whole De Niro thing. And the last evil doctor finds his friend, doesn't try to doctor him. He's just like, oh, this guy's dead.
Sorry.
Goes up to his office to have a drink, and John Kirby shows up. And this is when the final doctor's like, I did it, John. We did it, buddy. Come over here.
Yeah, he thinks they're like buddies.
Let's touch each other's faces.
Huggies.
You know, there's a.
Huggies.
This happened at another movie, wink, wink, that you ripping off, wink, wink. When another guy grabs your face, I'm like, here comes the Myers kill. Either he's going to crush his skull, but no, he just snaps his neck.
Snap his neck.
But he's just like, that's right, John, touch my face. Yes,
Dude went down like a sack of potatoes. Bro,
But it was supposed to be like a Frankenstein thing.
don't you know
the
I can
Frankenstein
snap your
eventually
neck in 20 different flavors? Sorry.
But Frankenstein always kills its creator.
Yes.
The monster always kills its creator. So that's where they were trying to do that, but
Yeah.
it was an interesting movie.
Next scene, how about poor random doctor getting it right as the guy gets off the
Oh,
elevator?
that sucks.
That one sucked.
Poor
It's
guy.
just dude leaning up against the wall,
Just chilling, going to the break room.
waiting for the elevator. Elevator opens. John Kirby comes out. He's like, oh, a person. Kills him.
Oh, look,
Bro!
Squeezes them like rotten orange.
fresh meat.
And Charlie hears what's going on, and Charlie walks out the door with Allison. Don't be scared, he tells himself, right? Walks right around the corner and sees John Kirby murdering this doctor.
And he goes, be scared.
And he goes, freeze, like as loud as possible,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? He's a good 10 feet away with his gun out. And John drops the other doctor. And then he walks into disarming range
Of course.
with
of
his
course.
gun, right? Walks almost right up to him.
Yeah,
Yep.
just like, almost butts its chest right on.
Just bats the gun out of Charlie's hand and just grabs Charlie in a freaking bear hug.
yeah, and it crushes his ribs and his will to live.
Like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
He
right?
does.
Yeah.
He did to Kirby what John did to the big boy to what the big boy did to the dog.
That's true.
Just
true.
loved him to death
And Allison,
I will love him and squeeze him and name him George.
until I snap his spine.
Allison just watches.
Yep.
She could have done something.
Nope.
She's
No.
got. She's like, hey,
She's
how's it
terrified.
Guns on the ground. It's right
going?
there.
Nope.
It's all right.
No, just let Charlie get crushed.
The Char's like, run away. Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs.
Upstairs, she does. Upstairs, Chuck U-turns and he gets a call on the radio like, all these alarms going off at the research facility. He's like, oh crap, I'll go back there.
No, not again.
Freaking U-turns it. John is now stalking Allison through the facility. Another random doctor gets it from him. Like he's stalking Allison, but he'll kill whoever comes across
Of course.
his path.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Chuck finds Charlie on the ground. So when Chuck gets back, the first person he finds is Charlie. I mean, he finds the security guard in the elevator, right? And then he goes up and there's Charlie.
With spinal damage.
Right.
And then he moves him.
And then he moves him. He gets him, cradles him, and like nuzzles him because
Yeah.
it's his special baby boy, right? He's just like, right?
Yeah.
Sings him a
Gets
little
real
lullaby.
close.
He hurt me bad. He's like, oh, it's okay, Charlie. It's okay. And he must have nuzzled him too hard or something because Charlie just dies right there in his arms. I was so pissed. I don't care. Anybody else, they could have killed Allison, could have chopped her in half. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
Charlie died.
Yeah.
You
me
were
too.
sad?
I was like, that's not necessary. Why are we killing Captain Baby Neck? Why?
That was unnecessary.
We did get a cool shot after that because that was when it was like rage mode activated.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Chuck Norris got activated.
Yeah.
Yes.
He stands up and he puts the hat back on.
Yes.
Like you can see the rage in his eyes.
The silent rage.
Yes. He didn't make a sound.
No.
That's what the movie's.
That's right.
I see. I think
That's
the
what it is.
movie meant was Chuck Norris.
His silent rage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Allison is sneaking around upstairs and John jumps out at her with a big old grin on his face. And he was like,
Gotcha.
Psych.
chases her into evil doctor's office where he got his neck snapped and he's about to kill her in there. But that's when Chuck shows up and blows his ass out the window.
Yeah.
With
Yes.
his gun.
With a lot of pleasure, may I
Yes.
add. Chuck was just like,
Yes.
yeah.
boof, boof, boof. And I thought the exterior shot of him flying out was awesome.
I thought it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
There's glass and blinds.
It
from the
was
window
good, man.
flying.
The stunts
The stunts and the
were
effects
good. There's
Dude.
another one coming up that's even better.
That was crazy. That was a crazy shot. I loved that. That was.
And you're
kudos
hoping
to
he's
them.
dead.
You would think he's dead.
You think so?
Chuck walks down to
think
the
so.
parking lot to like personally escort him to hell. Okay. Because I'm like,
He's got his ticket.
Chuck doesn't know. He's got to assume he's dead at this point, right?
Right. No,
But he's
absolutely.
going down there anyway. And then, of course, when he gets there, it's surprise.
Yeah.
And they're wrestling around on the ground. Chuck's got to be like, what the hell? Allison gets in the Blazer
Yes.
Yeah.
and drives at him and nails John with the truck.
Yeah.
And he bounces off.
Nails him.
That was a good stunt too.
That was the
He kinda rolls.
when I stand to the side and go, oh, you got me.
Yeah. It was like a wrestling tag.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, oh, he's still moving. He's still moving. Get in the car. Get in the car. And Chuck jumps in and they take off. Allison's driving. But John,
Yes. This
a
is
great
so good.
And the stunt
So good.
on this.
yes.
He is legitimately holding on to the bumper while he's being dragged.
Free. Like he's
Free.
not chained.
Like, I didn't look. I didn't see. I mean, there could have been a wire or something, but however it was done done nice because I couldn't tell, and that guy was straight up being dragged by a blazer.
He grabbed the rear bumper and just was taken off with it.
Yeah, and then got himself up because as they keep driving away, he's like trying to pull himself up to go through the back window, and there's like a whole scene of him trying to get up.
Yes.
And it was that guy. It wasn't like a stunt. Maybe the stunt double in the first part.
Yeah.
Of when he started being dragged.
Yeah.
But him going from the dragged position
actually crawling
into
through.
the back, like that was the actor.
And the dude's getting dragged through grass.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, that's not nice and
Comfortable.
even and level and comfortable. It's not like even when Vic Armstrong did it for Raiders when they, like, divvied out part of the road in the dirt and you're being dragged through the dirt, in a little bit of a trench, like a barely noticeable trench. This was the grass, dude. There's freaking, the ground is uneven. Like, it just would be, it's crazy. It was
It was a great stunt. I liked it.
He does pull himself up into the truck bed and crawls up to the rear window within the truck bed of the two of them.
And then Chuck Norris just yeets.
I thought that was so
out the damn door. Yeet! Get out!
with no warning.
Tuck and roll.
As soon as he sees John is in the truck bed, he tosses her out the car before she
Time to
knows
go.
what's happening.
Oh yeah.
And then he dives off after her.
Yeah.
And so now it's just from the rear, John is grabbing the wheel and trying to steer it.
Losing all sort of doesn't know how to drive because he's no longer a human at this
but his
point.
legs aren't even in the car, so for some reason the truck stays gassed.
Yes.
Right? Like it's still going off.
Yeah.
But it's just his arms. Like Chuck left a ghost foot in there to keep
It was
the pedal
in
down.
cruise
Ghost
control.
ride it, yeah.
It was in cruise control.
Oh, right.
That's
on that
bad, yeah.
1981 Blazer. Yeah, I got you. Perfect.
They want to save on gas.
That's what it was.
Allison was very conscious about the environment at the time.
The thing crashes and explodes into a giant fireball.
Yes.
Like a Pinto.
Like a
Been there.
Boom!
I mean, it is my third one.
He crawls out. He's fully engulfed in flames
Yes.
and just like goes and washes it off in the river.
Yes.
He went down to the river to be saved. He just like, and then he just like, boop, he just kind of like does a little yeet himself into the rate. I used yeet twice
Yes.
now. I'm sorry,
All right.
but does a little like a little swan dive,
Yes.
into the drink. That was cute.
At this point, I just wanted a shot of Chuck going, okay, what the hell?
Really?
He's got to be so confused because
what do I do at this point?
but no one's explained anything to him. It's
No.
not like he has any of the information.
None.
The doctors never told him. To all he knows is this guy that got blasted 7 times is alive, and he shot him out a window,
Yep.
and they hit him with the car,
And he blew up.
So he's just at no point does Chuck ever let it register. This is kind of weird, right?
It's like, is this supposed to be happening?
Right?
I would even like just like a deep sigh and him like shake his head just like a. All right, like
Did we see
Like
that?
go look back at Allison and be like, am
What
I?
is going on?
What do we eat?
Right.
Was that fruit bad?
I know 500. I know 500 different ways to kill somebody, and none of them are working. You know what I mean? What'd you lace those sexy cantaloupes with
Yeah.
at your house? Did you give me something?
Yeah. Is this an STD? What is going on right now?
What did I catch from you?
oh man.
I'm Chuck Norris. This doesn't happen.
This
I
never
know
happens.
500
This
ways
never
to kill
happens to me.
somebody.
I kill someone and they're dead. Okay.
I get sad that the fact that I can only kill somebody once.
I've killed him I killed him 6 times in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, and he's still alive. The hell. All right, at this point, I'd be like, Allison, drive to Canada. I don't know what to tell you. Like
Just run.
just go.
Change
Yeah.
your name.
But she doesn't. She stays.
Change your name.
And so it's final fight time. Dun dun dun. And I love, just like in Breaker Breaker, the final fight starts when they zoom in on each other's
Yep.
faces.
Face.
Face.
Yeah, face. Horse. There was a horse
no
there.
horse.
Just the same horse from Breaker Breaker.
He's like, oh,
I'm
crap.
still as shit.
Why am
I'm
I-
still here again.
I wish, dude. John just starts tossing Chuck around like a sack of potatoes. Just pick him up, throw him, pick him up, throw him.
It's a Ninja Turtle fight all
Yes.
over again.
Kind of just like that.
Yeah.
But I want to give props to Chuck for something because there is an absolutely brutal move that he pulls in, and the way they shot it, the sound they added, everything made it seem even more brutal. He did this move in half the move in Delta Force 2 when he was beating up all the recruits in the sand circle there. He does this scissor leg takedown where he like jumps and grabs you with the leg, and then he just takes his boot heel across the dude's face.
Yes.
I'm like, bro. That you would not get. No, I don't care.
That's gonna hurt.
Whatever. You would never get up.
No.
That was brutal the way they shot that. That was awesome. So props to Chuck for that one.
Yeah. And then right after this, him and Allison had sex again.
The music just started.
Wait.
He does get up though. He does get up.
Sorry.
And they fight some more. And man, they kept doing the cut-ins, and I'm like, every time the close-up gets closer to Chuck's face, the bad guy should get more nervous because the final close-up was really close to Chuck.
Oh, it was.
right?
Yeah.
It was like, no, it's
The
time.
lens was like getting fogged every time he breathed, you know?
What do you think Chuck Norris's breath smells like?
Tobacco,
Tree bark.
and
Crescent wrenches and sandwood.
and baby puppies.
And sexy cantaloupe. Right?
It's a cantaloupe.
Absolutely sexy cantaloupe.
Oh man.
All right, there's an open well in the ground, and Chuck tries to throw him into the well, but almost ends up going in the well himself.
Yeah.
And it's now hanging from his fingertips. Allison jumps on John's back to try and save Chuck.
Yep.
And gives him enough time to crawl back up, and she's still on his back. And Chuck gets up and freaking spear tackles
Dude.
John while Allison's still on his back.
And she goes flying into the bushes. It literally was, you know those silver balls that
Yeah.
hang from the strings that you put on your desk?
Yes.
And you like drop one, and
Yes.
the energy transfers through the first three, and then the last one goes up. Like that's how it was.
He spears him and she goes flying.
He doesn't go. John doesn't go anywhere, but she goes flying off the side. He basically spear tackled Allison into the next movie. It was nuts.
She suddenly appeared in Lone Wolf McQuade, and she's like, "Why am I here?
Internal bleeding.
I got speared into the next Chuck Norris movie."
God.
Freaking like Roman Reigns came out there and just it was just
The Superman punch.
Superman punch.
Yeah.
It was brutal. Remember that though?
It was awesome,
Yeah.
Sorry,
dude.
That's okay.
They go back over. They're now fighting near the well. And speaking of a spear tackle from like Goldberg or Roman Reigns, whatever, bro wins. Chuck Norris wins the fight by hitting him with the attitude adjustment
Yes.
into the well and through the boards like John Cena.
Yeah.
It was awesome. He hits him with the freaking John Cena's
Yes.
finishing move.
Yes.
And that's how he beats the guy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
John Cena got his move from Chuck Norris in Silent Rage. I'm saying it right now.
I think so.
I think he was sitting in the
100%.
hotel one
Pretty
day
accurate.
I don't know. I can't see it.
watching
That's
watching the Silent Rage at a hotel at 4 a.m. And he's like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
Wouldn't that be great? He's just looking. He's like, man, I really need a finisher.
Yeah.
I need to do something. What's on the TV tonight? And it's just between shows.
Right.
He's like, that's it.
See?
I'm doing it.
I'm glad that he watched the whole thing because it was going to be the scissor leg boot heel was going
yes.
to be
At first,
finisher at first, and then he's like, oh no, wait, this is even better.
I thought he was going to do the spear
He's like
tackle.
writing it down. He's like, all right, spear to face. Oh, no.
This is much
Scratches it out.
Much better.
This is great.
And so John is now at the bottom of this 50-foot well,
Floating.
and he just lives there now
Yeah.
Apparently.
because he can't die.
Him and the ring girl. They're just hanging out down there.
Does anybody ever just drop a couple of grenades down there?
Right.
Something.
Light up a cigar with TNT, just go.
Perfect.
Nope. You know what we got? It's over.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's over. Is it over? It's over.
It's over.
Literally, he walks back over to Allison.
It's a time for
And they have more sex.
They just like they walk away arm in arm. I thought they should have brought the song back at that point.
They should have.
Credits are rolling.
Time for love.
I wish, but That's literally the end of the movie. The credits roll, and then you see a little shot. You get the Skeletor ending from
Yes.
Masters of the Universe, where he just shoots out. John shoots out of the water, and
And it freeze frames. He's just like, yeah.
So he's just gonna live down there.
Yeah.
Never get a Silent Rage 2, though.
Nope.
No, I don't know why.
That's all right. Just watch some more Michael Myers movies.
But
And
just watch all the Halloween movies. Those are all the
fine.
Silent Rage sequels,
that's all it is.
right?
100%.
That's the end of Silent Rage, guys. And so it's time to do what we always do and talk about how this movie could have been made better. I think there's some ways. I think there's definitely some ways.
How do you
know.
think?
I don't think anybody. I don't think. I'm going to go on record right now, James,
Recast.
and I don't think any guy. I don't think any suggestion you may have may contradict my statement right now. But I don't think anybody can make this movie better.
That is a bold statement.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna go on
This
the limb.
movie's perfect.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
It's
I
not.
don't,
It's not a
perfect
10 out
the
of
way
10.
it is.
I don't
It's a
think you can.
5.4.
I don't think you can prove me wrong.
You don't think that it could be made maybe slightly better? Maybe instead of a 5.4, it's a 5.5 by adding one specific ingredient.
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Damn it! You're right.
That's right.
Sorry.
It's okay. You just put him in the movie.
I should not make claims like this anymore in front of
No.
you. I'm such an idiot.
Dude. Arnold is Charlie. Okay?
I had this beautiful puppy and I crushed it.
I was petting it. I said, "Look at you. You're so fluffy and white,
right.
and I'm gonna put you in the toilet."
Right.
Chuck's just cradling Arnold
Listen to me.
Schwarzenegger as best as he can and telling him
In
he's so
Austria.
sorry that he's dying.
In Austria, okay, when we had a dog, we didn't have washing machines,
No.
okay? And we didn't have laundry. We had to wash it in the toilet, which was just a bucket that we pooped in, okay? That's it. So
But the worst part is, later, my mother went to the freezer, and then she cooked the dog, and we had it for dinner.
that's right.
I had to eat Fido. Well, it looked at me.
That's right. That's why she didn't-
Delicious.
That's why nobody thought anything, because there were dogs in our freezer all the time. Okay, it was a fantastic meal, it was a treat in Austria. Do they eat dogs in Austria?
I don't think
I
so.
Am I
have
creating
no idea.
things?
I don't
that
think
aren't-
so. Majority of people don't. I'll say that.
Listen, I wanted to dry him off, okay, because he was all wet from the turd bucket. Okay,
I shook
And I
him
don't
a
have-
little too hard.
we don't have too many options, and so it's like, okay, maybe I could throw him in a lake to dry him off. Okay, maybe I could put him in the shower,
Yeah.
and that could dry him, or I'll put him in the freezer.
Yeah.
And I say, doggy, chill. What killed my doggy? The ice box.
You're not sending me to the cooler, dog boy.
You know, what the other option? I mean, we get, look.
Make him the bad guy.
Jamie Rhodes said, like, Arnold, you make him as Chuck Norris or John Kirby's character. I'm like, well, it's a Chuck Norris movie, so I don't think you could replace Chuck Norris
No,
with Arnold.
no.
But I think you could make him. I mean, the killer is an unstoppable killing machine, and Arnold has famously played an unstoppable killing machine.
Sure.
Where's he at in 1982?
He hasn't made Terminator yet, so he's just done a couple Conan movies and the stuff they did in the
first Conan.
70s.
Get him in there.
Get him in there, man.
My 2 cents, honestly, Allison.
It's a right
In
for
drag?
love.
It's the time for love. Listen, we shouldn't do this
Where's
anymore.
that line? I want you to read the whole
Okay.
speech she gives to
Yes.
Arnold. We got to pick that up off the ground because you threw it. But I think the fans want to hear that speech
Yes.
done in the Arnold voice.
Here we go.
Oh wait,
No, it's not. It's this one here.
okay, get ready, guys.
Listen to me, Chuck, my man. It's been 5 years, and he's. Oh, if you think that I'm the same starry-eyed, naive girl, well, I'm not. And I've come a long way in 5 years. And don't even think for 1 minute that you're going to come into my bed for old time's sake, because there's no way in hell it's going to happen.
Oh no,
Wait, on the wrong one.
It's It's a time for
That's right. Get the fruit basket. Get all the sexy cantaloupes. All right, and we're going to do a spread. Okay, we're going to do it just like this.
We're gonna do it in the bed.
That's right.
We're gonna do it in the hammock.
That's right.
I enjoy your treehouse. Do you have a tire swing?
Don't think this means anything. It means nothing. That's right.
You're dead to me.
Okay. Where am I?
You're nothing compared to me. You're a choir boy.
You think you know bad. All right. Aaron Nowak says, look, I think Arnold as Kirby would work. Chuck tosses him down the well. Arnold crawls out a day later, forgetting who he is, and ends up roaming the Southwest, going after women he looks up in the yellow pages. Until one day he ends up in Los Angeles and chooses the wrong name. Sakana? Yes.
Perfect.
Or he plays Charlie, the comic relief, and doesn't die from a bear hug, but ends up helping Chuck kick the crap out of Kirby until they quarter him and spread his remains on the four corners of Texas.
Nice.
Holy crap, the dog story would be so much funnier with Arnold trying to tell it. And then when he sees the boobs in the bar, come on, gold.
Yeah.
Those are very nice.
You would not believe what just happened. And somebody showed me the boobies.
I think I'm in love.
That's right.
What do you think I should do?
I think one had a scorpion on it.
All right. Winked at me.
Let's give some awards, guys. We'll start with the most prestigious award we give out. It's the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure
They remember forever the night they played the Titans.
That's right. This isn't who the best actor is. It's just who the most intense one was. And so we'll hear your nominations from the patrons that played along and from the panel here. And Joe, we're going to start with you. Who is your nominee for the Will Patton Award for Intensity?
It's hard. It's a toss up between John and Chuck Norris's buttocks. But I'm thinking I'm going to stick with John.
All right.
To be honest with you, I think I'm going to stick with John.
John Kirby.
Yep. He had that silent rage going on, no pun intended. His stunts, his everything. I mean, I don't know. He was a quiet type, but he was intense.
He was. Aaron Nowak is going to go with Ron Silver, though. Dr. Tom Holman. I really liked Ron Silver in this role. I was actually really mad that he gets killed off. He did a great job selling what he wanted to help, but he knew when to say no, even to his wife. Chuck could have taken it, but I felt that he only really wanted to be there when he had his shirt off, and Allison was playing with his chest hair. So he was saying Chuck was a little distracted with the ladies in this movie.
Possibly.
To be the Will Patton Award winner. So that's a vote for Ron Silver from Aaron Nowak. Kurt, where you come down for this one, bud?
I'm going to go with Mr. Kirby as well. John Kirby.
Okay.
There you go.
Brian Libby is the actor that played
Brian Libby,
John
thank
Kirby.
you.
Yeah, no.
I mean, for a guy, this whole movie just happened because the dude wants to take a nap.
Yeah.
He was intense the whole time.
Yeah. That's why he slept for most of the time. He wasn't in a coma.
Yeah.
He was just sleeping.
He was enjoying.
He's like, it's quiet. It's peace and quiet in here.
It's quiet.
I don't care what you do to me. As long as I can get some sleep.
Jamie Rhodes said his vote is Stephen Keats as Dr. Philip Spires. That was the main number one doctor. Got his neck snapped. He was set on testing and making something great. I don't care if I kill 100 people. We are scientists, not moralists. He kept that Frankenstein act up until his neck was snapped by the monster. So that's 2 votes for Brian Libby. We got a vote for 2 different doctors. But I also have Brian Libby down as my nominee.
There you go.
The dude was intense. I haven't seen him in a lot of movies, but a lot of eyeball acting from him in this. Not a lot of, the only lines he has in the beginning before he goes totally mute for the rest of the film.
He has that one line.
Yeah.
He has 2 lines after he goes mute.
Right.
And,
That's true. Screaming as he's
that was
on
his
fire.
2 lines. But I liked
That's
it.
true. But I liked him. I thought he did a good job. Bob, who you got for the Will Patton Award?
I'll go with Brian Libby.
That's a clean sweep then for
Nice.
the table at least, which means Brian Libby is going to win the Will Patton Award
I like it.
for intensity.
I like it.
Yeah. That means we're moving on to a little bit of a less prestigious award, one that you might not want to win because it means you were the worst actor in the movie. It's the Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt. Yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
That's right. And we don't have long now. We have to, the moment's arrived here. Who do you guys think was the crappiest actor? Who gave the performance that showed they had the range of a trash can full of dirt? Joe?
This is a tough one for me. Can we, how about swing back to me?
Swing back to you, yes.
Yeah, there's a
We'll
lot
start
of,
with Aaron Noack. Aaron Noack.
That sounds good.
He said the kids. And
I forgot about that.
and his entire quote here, "F them kids."
Bob,
Aaron.
I think Bob shares that sentiment.
Kurt, who do you have as the trash can?
I went with the lady bitching in the beginning of the movie.
The landlord.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she was good at it, but it just made me so angry, and it hit a certain nerve, and I was just like, man, I get it. Just chop her in the
Give her
face.
the axe. Oh,
Yeah.
I
give
hear
her,
you.
give her the axe.
her the
Yeah,
axe.
just let
Give
her
her the
have
axe.
it.
Jamie Rhodes went with Stephen First as Charlie as the trash can. He says, this guy could not even muster up enough acting to die. He hurt me bad. Of course he hurt you, Charlie. You let him crush you like a trash can. Wow. Not expecting it.
I mean, that would be kind of fun to see Chuck Norris hanging out with a trash can.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have yours
through the
yet?
whole
I do. I do.
Okay. What you
All
got?
right. So I got my number one, but I do have a very, very close runner-up.
Please.
It's Hulk Hogan from Santa with Muscles. It's a very close runner-up.
Oh my gosh.
Because
He's going to
that,
keep going back.
that's-
I love it.
that sucked. I'm just, he's
Yeah.
a close,
Yeah.
so close.
Yes.
I'm almost going to
So
give
who
it
was
to him.
number one then?
I'm going to give it to J.D. Plano. He is the main bike character. Yep.
They have the feather in
main
his hat.
antagonist
Yeah.
for, the biker gang.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Not a fan.
he had one note, and it was just, and when he was snuffed out, I loved
Yeah.
it.
All right.
I loved it. So I'm going to stick with him.
Fair enough. We haven't had anybody get a second vote yet, so it's still anybody's game as we go over to Bob. Who is your winner of the trash can?
The girlfriend.
Allison?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
I also had Allison,
Yes.
which means coming out of nowhere with the final two votes.
Yes. She was.
She was a
Yeah.
she was a dumpster.
Not a,
She
not
had
a-
Dumpster full of trash award.
Yeah, that's
not a single thing that came out of her mouth was believable to me.
No, she had the emotional. She had the emotional acting quality of a microwave.
I like that
Accurate.
analogy.
Accurate.
I like that.
I love it. That means that Allison, I can't remember what her name is.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
She's not
matter.
important.
Microwave
Whoever that was,
dumpster.
Microwave girl.
Microwave girl gets the trash.
The trash can. And we move on to the next award,
that.
who in a bit part was the Unsung Hero Award.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass,
Steve James.
That's right.
Then there are those few who are. Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
All right. Who is the one in a small role that leveled up the movie? Who was the unsung hero? Joe?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to think it's going to be a clean sweep. I hope it's a clean sweep.
Yeah.
It's going to be Charlie.
Charlie, Stephen First.
Dude, I know the whole puppy thing was so weird, but he was so lovable,
Yeah.
and he was the one character that I was actually upset to see get killed.
Yes. That's
So he was the most lovable. If there was a most lovable, huggable,
Yeah.
kissable character, it would be.
Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Aaron actually went against what you said. You gave
screw him.
Jay DePlano the trash can. He's given Jay DePlano his Steve James Award, the biker leader.
Well,
He goes, when it comes to this award, I think of it being, who would I want to see in their own film? And boy, do I wish this character would have had his own spin-off movie. I know they were trying to use Stephen First to be the comic relief, but man, Jay was so much better at it. He he was in multiple Chuck Norris movies as a stuntman, but I just think they would have used him in such a way. There was a just think if they would have used him in such a way as there was this biker gang just keeps moving around the country trying to get away from these authority figures that all look the same, who keeps kicking his ass, and who they all keep kicking their ass out of their towns. We could have had a Norris verse if his biker character was a little more fleshed out. So
I don't know.
Awesome take from Aaron.
I don't think so. I think Stephen First is not second. He's first.
He's first. All right. Well, we're going to see. Watch Kirk go Jay DePlano here.
I actually,
Sorry.
I was gonna go Charlie as well.
Oh, really?
I thought he was kind of funny, and I was like, I would like to have seen like a what do you want to call it, like a movie before, like a prequel.
Yeah.
A prequel of Charlie and what he wanted to do
As a child.
to be able to get into the police force.
He wanted to see the dog.
I wanted that dog I needed to see that dog get its comeuppance.
Yeah.
You love that. You've ever had a time machine, the first thing you do is go back in time and save that dog from Charlie,
That's
I'm
true.
guessing.
No, that's true.
Jamie Rhodes said, since I cannot give it to Brian Libby as John Kirby for killing off all these bad actors, I will have to give it to the 80s synth scary music for setting the tone. I wanted to put on my members only jacket, drink a surge, and wait to see the bodies hit the floor. From
I'll take
Jamie.
that.
So, but no, neither of the patrons playing along with us today went with Charlie. Interesting, because I went with Stephen First as Charlie.
There you go.
100% makes this movie enjoyable. And so I think he's the unsung hero of the movie and should have been the sung hero of the movie and not died. And that was total BS. And Allison just stood there and watched it happen. That's why she's a trash can. Bob, who is your vote for the Unsung Hero Award?
The kids.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Absolutely.
He's the lead character.
Yeah.
He wants to see more.
I want to see more.
He wants to see Silent Rage 2.
Silent Rage.
He's not wrong, James. He's not wrong.
It's fine. It's technically against the rules, but we're going to allow it. It's fine. It's all good. But that means that with 3 votes, that Stephen First is, in fact, going to win
Yes.
the Unsung Hero Award.
I like it.
So congrats to him. All right, Bob. It's time for your special award. It's the Sherilyn Fenn Hot Babe Award.
So happy to be back.
That we give out to who the hottest babe in the movie was. And so you can get last word because it's your award. So we'll start down at this end. But Joe, who was the hottest babe in the movie?
Oh, it was
Scorpion boobs?
No. No. It was the doctor's wife.
No, shut up.
Oh,
She was perfect.
No way.
She was perfect. An artist. Hey, honey, you want me to go get you some pizza?
No.
And here's some wine?
Absolutely
I'm going to paint
not.
you a nice picture of a boob.
That's kind of looked like what it looked like it was. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It was beautiful.
It's terrible.
That's my choice.
All right.
Sticking to it.
Kurt.
I'm going scorpion nipples.
Charlie's girlfriend?
Yeah, Charlie's girlfriend, man.
Wannabe girlfriend.
That was great. She was enjoyable. She at least was flirtatious.
Yeah.
It made me go, I wish I had a girl right now flirting with me right here. No, I'm just joking.
No, I know, but it just looked like
I want to box those things.
looks like she got hit in the face with a door. That's the only thing.
A couple of times.
Hey,
I didn't notice.
she had a great personality.
She did. She had huge tracts of land.
I don't like her. What's wrong with her? She's beautiful. She's got huge tracts of land.
That's right.
I want a woman that I marry. I have a certain special something. No, not singing with here.
I don't know. I think, geez, Louise.
Come on.
And you go with?
I don't think Jeez Louise was in this movie.
I'm trying
She
to
was. She was
decide.
getting dragged across the bar.
oh, that was Jeez Louise.
I'm trying to decide between Jeez Louise, the landlord, and
The landlord.
Landlord lady?
I think I'm going with Allison. I'm going with Allison. I'm going with Chuck's
She gets your
girlfriend.
trash can and
Yeah. Well, it doesn't just because she's a bad actress doesn't mean
my-
she wasn't nice to look at.
Oh my gosh.
What?
talk about getting hit with a door.
Ain't nothing wrong with her.
Chuck Norris.
Talk about.
I'm not going where Chuck Norris
What's good enough for
been.
Chuck is good enough for me.
Yeah.
I didn't say that I want to sleep with her. I just said that she's
Talk
the
about-
prettiest girl in the movie.
Talk about getting dumped. Right
She's
in
the
the
trash can.
Edible arrangements.
All right.
All arrangements.
Who is your nominee?
The artist.
Yeah, no.
No, she's gonna win.
We got hold on a second. We got
She's gonna win.
Yes. Bob, you win.
Oh, good for you.
This is Bob's award, and his word is final. He gets the final say. He's the one at the end that puts the stamp
Hey.
down. He could veto all the rest of us.
I mean,
Hey,
I personally
His
think
word
Chuck Norris should win both awards.
is law.
She doesn't nag on her husband.
Thank you.
She gets pizza,
Yes.
Wine.
wine for
Yes.
herself,
Yes.
She hides in the attic.
paints beautiful nipples, and wears wonderful shorts.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
All right. Aaron Nowak wanted to give away a Thomas Technical Achievement Award.
sure,
So
yeah.
We started with the man who designed the Eagle machine in Breaker Breaker, which got Arlene to jump onto Chuck after a quick ride out to her farm. In Silent Rage, I will give it to the ladies in the costuming department. Elizabeth McBride, wardrobe supervisor, and Christy Haynes, costumer, and Joan Thomas, costumer.
Sure.
These ladies knew exactly how to dress Chuck. From the perfect jeans and no t-shirt look to the amazing S belt buckle for Sheriff Stevens. I mean, Allison couldn't resist herself. Hell, Kirby couldn't resist himself.
Nope.
Also, the costumes on the bikers were great. Kirby's suit, on the other hand, dates itself bad, though it was bringing out that 80s futuristic sci-fi bit of Michael Myers feel to the movie. How do you give an award to the costumers when all Chuck wore were jeans in the whole movie? That's it. It was just jeans and no shirt.
Listen, it's hard to get Chuck Norris into a pair of jeans. You got to tame the beast first.
Is that what it is? It's time to board the positivity train, you guys, and we are now going to talk about our 3 favorite things, regardless of what we've overall felt about the movie. What are some things the filmmakers did right? And so, Joe, I throw it to you. What are your top 3 things from this movie?
Okay, so number one has got to be Chuck Norris. He didn't have a lot, but I mean, it's Chuck Norris. Like I said, every time he got talking, my pants fell off for some weird reason. It was crazy. It's happened multiple times now. It's getting embarrassing. I can't watch it around people.
Yeah.
And it's just getting rough. But I have to give the man credit. No, I'm sorry.
You just watch this movie in a locked closet?
Locked from the inside.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, Chuck Norris, absolutely. And then the second, stunts.
Yeah.
I love the stunts. The stunt work was fantastic in this movie.
Yeah.
And then I'll give the third is I'll give it to John
Okay.
or what's his name? What's the
John Kirby. Brian Libby.
Brian Levy. I'll give it to Brian because playing a slasher horror guy, he nailed it.
Yeah.
I loved him as. I mean, he basically. I know. Michael Myers has a look, but if Michael Myers didn't have a mask, it was like I expected.
Michael Myers to look like John Kirby.
Yeah.
If you painted his face white, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
If you just painted John Kirby's face white, he would have the face.
So
Pretty
I
accurate.
think it's I just absolutely loved him.
Perfect. Aaron Nowak said, number 3, Charlie's story about the dog. I swear
yes.
this scene was ad-libbed. It looked as if Chuck had no clue what Steven was talking about. And
to
as he
have been.
describes what happens, it looked like Chuck is just holding back laughter. Number 2, Dr. Tom Hallman telling off his wife is his second favorite thing. Yes, Nancy, I am still bothered by the fact that my boss pulled a Dr. Frankenstein on one of my mentally disturbed patients who pulled the Steven Seagal and no-celled 3 rounds in a shotgun blast to the chest before casually fainting, all after getting his ass kicked by Chuck Norris. And no one likes your effing cinnamon cake, Nancy. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
Cinnamon cake.
You're right. He showed up to this nice wife who gets him pizza, and she's like, "Oh, you still bothered by what's going on at work? Oh, that little thing at work. Am I still bothered by it?"
She doesn't know what all happened.
Yes, I am. She goes, "Did John Kirby thing still bothering you?" Number 1, the bar fight. The whole scene is great. The booze, the boobs, the fighting. It's the best scene in the movie. So those good takes there,
Good, solid.
Aaron.
Yes,
Appreciate
absolutely.
you, All right, Kurt, top 3. What you got for me?
Number 1, Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Number 2, the lovemaking scene in the treehouse. It was hilarious. And number 3, the bar fight. I love the bar fight. I love when he breaks the pool stick in half and just starts just sticking it to those guys. No pun intended. But yeah.
You don't have
I finally got one.
Jamie Rhodes said Charlie's quote, Billy, they were the biggest things I ever saw, and they had tattoos on them. You know, I might be in love. I might just need to go right back in there and ask her out on a date. That was his first thing that he loved.
Absolutely.
The sheriff's blazer with the siren and no flashing lights. Talking about defunding the cops. And Walker's line, man's got to have a motto, Charlie. His 3 favorite things. All great takes from Jamie and from Aaron. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, so for me, it was, 100% it was the love song. The song, it just freaking kills me. It's so on the nose, right? All right, it's a song that's time for them to make love. What do we? It's the time for love, and that's the whole song.
Yeah,
it's time for. It just kills me. I love it.
It's like what was the Rocky song? Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
They're basically singing.
Yes.
Exactly what's happening in the movie.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this.
That's why I love it so much. It's one of my favorite things that happened in the 80s. Every time it happens, I'm like, yes.
Usually some kind of like action montage. Nope. It was just a sexual montage.
The time for love. The mood is right, and it's the time for love. Chuck's crisp kicks. I have not he's just snapping those kicks off in that dude's face. Loved it. And then I just like the tone of the movie, the horror mashup. This idea of we're gonna do a horror movie, but put an action hero in it. It never been done, at least that I've seen, and I think it's awesome. So I like that part personally. Bob, what are your 3 favorite things from Silent Rage?
I would go with the stunts, the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Those are really good. Those are really well done. Yeah, and Chuck Norris, man.
Got to do it.
Can't have a movie like that without Chuck Norris.
Got to do it. Well, that's good. I'm glad we were all able to find at least something that we liked out of this. And now
it was really spread out as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just focused only on a few things.
No, I agree.
We all had a lot of takes on it.
I agree. And that means there's a lot of good elements at play here. But do all of those elements come together? Because now is the time where we have to give our final rating. Is this a good movie? Maybe everybody's wrong. The audience is wrong. It's objectively good. Or it's just bad. Don't ever watch it again. And maybe sometimes it's like, you know what? This movie's bad, but I love it. So it's a bad movie that rules. Where do you land on this, Joe?
I cannot express this more. I think finally I got an episode. I don't know how many years it's been. I think 20 years.
What?
of being on this show. I finally get a good one. This is a good movie that's great.
What?
This is a great movie that's great in every aspect. I loved watching this movie.
Wow.
This was entertaining as
him to go there.
hell. I loved it.
You're saying this is a straight up good movie?
Straight up good movie. I will recommend this to anybody.
Same.
It is Chuck Norris
It's a good movie.
versus Michael Myers.
It is. It's literally like every fanboy's dream. Like, what if we just take an action hero?
Yeah.
We ever have a thought when you just go, you know what? These movies would be so much better if we just took like a Class A action guy and just
Yes!
what would happen?
Yes!
And they did. Before anybody thought of it, they did it. They're like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this because I want to see somebody get roundhouse kicked.
I like that aspect of it too, like I just said, but the execution of it was
It wasn't that bad.
They had to kill half the movie waiting for the guy to wake up. They're like, I don't know, have him fight some
was
bikers.
tired.
You know?
They threw classic tropes of Chuck Norris. What does Chuck do during the day?
Yeah.
Before night falls.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
My pants are off. Again.
keep him on. I'll get you 10 to 20.
Two votes. Wow. 2 votes for straight up good.
Straight up good.
Dude,
Love this
I watched.
movie.
I did Flippin' Double Dragon last week.
Thank
I'm
you.
Like, this is
I did Santa with muscles.
This is,
Okay.
This is an Oscar winner compared
This
to
show
those.
is ruining your guys' ability to discern. Aaron Noack said, this movie confused me in so many ways. Is it a comedy, slasher, action,
Yes.
thriller,
Yes.
sci-fi?
Yes.
The worst part is that it kept changing from one genre to the next. I really wish I had watched this with someone else because it should be shared. There were times when I was saying out loud, hit him in the forehead, it'll shut him down. And he can freaking heal, shoot him in the face and run, or stop going upstairs. Did that sedative from Dr. Stein really F you up that bad? So what I'm trying to say is I could easily watch this movie over and over again. It's not a bad movie, and it's not a good movie. It's kind of a dumb movie that rules. So I'll take that as a BMR from Aaron Nowak.
Yeah.
Dumb movie that rules. Kurt?
Okay. This is your first Chuck Norris movie.
Yes.
So that may have a part to play.
So I had an interesting way of seeing this movie. So not
Your eyes?
Yes. It's very interesting.
Weird.
No, so my thing is I kind of tried to take myself back and go, if I was in 1982, 83 when this movie came out, would I enjoy this movie? Now, obviously, I was 3 years old at this time.
Yeah.
But let's say I was my age now, but in 1983.
Got it. All right. I'm cross-eyed, but
I'm
we're
really
good.
getting confused. Where are we?
I would say in 1983.
When will that be now?
If I was then I would say good movie. Okay. But because of who I am now,
okay,
I'm going to say bad movie that rules.
But aren't you who you are now just in 1982?
No, because in 1982, I was probably still wearing diapers.
But then you said in this analogy, you are who you are now in 1982.
Exactly.
Why would you be going to an R-rated movie at age 3?
Because I have bad parents.
He's not. Hold on, but he's not 3. He's 40. He's 45 in this
If
scenario.
I was 45,
But he had the mentality of a 3-year-old.
you know what? Wipe everything I said. In 19, I'm going to say it's a good movie.
What do you in
It's a good
2024
movie.
count? What?
It's a good movie.
Are you doing?
I had so much fun watching this.
switched your vote.
I had so much fun watching this.
Just wait.
I had fun.
James
I had fun
is going to say it's a good movie.
I had fun watching
just psych
Hands
us all out.
Yes.
Hands of Steel.
Yes.
But it's not a good movie, right?
But it's still fun to watch.
Yeah, but still clearly a bad movie as it's made. That is awesome and fun to watch.
So what's between bad movies rule and good movie?
There isn't one.
Okay, then it's a good movie.
Yes.
I can't say that it's such a horrible movie that I won't ever watch it again, but I enjoyed it. I mean,
I enjoyed it where it tips the scale.
I love where you guys came in though.
The acting is terrible.
It's 1982. It was
Right,
hilarious.
but still, there were good movies with good acting in 1982.
Yeah, no,
that existed.
they did, but this was.
I enjoyed this more than Red Sonja.
Red Sonja was a bad movie that
That
ruled.
sucked. I hated that movie. I enjoyed it than this movie.
What's your take on it, James?
All
Come on, defend yourself.
I'm not going to defend myself. I'm kind of already starting my take, I guess.
All right, go.
In saying that this is 100% objectively a bad film in that the way that it was acted and scripted and the story, the way they it was just so like I said, we got to stall for so much time. Just have the guy stalking people through the whole movie and have him chasing them down through the whole movie. Why are we killing time with this biker plot that, ended up in a hilarious, awesome biker scene, but it could have ended up doing it in a different way where you weren't just sitting here stalling for half the movie. So that's my issue is with the script and then with some of the actors that they cast. So it's not a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. So that's why I'm saying it's a bad movie. That rules. It's objective. As a film, is it good or bad?
For $4 million, and it made $10 million.
What did I think about it?
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
So I think objectively, it's not a well-made movie. I think there are elements of it.
So it's a bad movie that
the
rules.
stunts, the fights that are very well done and well made, right?
Yeah.
So to say it's not a well-made movie doesn't cast, aspersions on everybody that was involved in it, but just as an overall total package. Bad movie that rules for me.
Okay.
For sure. For sure.
Okay.
Oh, man. I did not expect 3 good movie
I enjoyed it.
votes with a 39% rated audience movie.
I
That's
just enjoyed
shocking.
it way too much.
Wow. I mean, respect. Like I always say, like what you like.
Thank you.
Like what you like, people.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we argue
But you're
for
wrong.
Yeah.
we argue for purposes of the show because it's a show and got to argue. But ultimately, if Joe likes it and you don't, neither of you are wrong.
Yeah.
If I like it and you don't like it or whatever, nobody knows anything.
No.
That's what we learn over 150, almost 150 episodes. No one knows anything.
No.
So just make up your own mind. There you go.
Like what you like.
Like what you like. Next week. Speaking of liking what you like, if you like this movie, then you really have unique taste because we're going back into the 70s. A place we haven't spent a ton of time in there. Mr. No Legs, Death Race, Jaws, a couple of them, right? Jaws 2 was still in the 70s. But we're going back to the 70s here for a movie that the patrons voted through. They had 5 other perfectly acceptable options.
Of course.
Oh, no.
But instead, we ended up with Laser Blast.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on that one.
Laser Blast, 1978.
No, thank you.
It's a movie about a guy that finds a laser gun and he puts it on and shoots it around, kind of farting around, and then he starts to turn into an alien. I think from the trailer, that's at least what it looks like. I still have not yet watched Laser Blast.
That was the same plot for Moonraker, right?
I don't know. Was it? I never saw that either. Wasn't a big Moonraker was Richard
I think
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore. Thank you. I didn't watch a ton of his. I saw the one with Christopher Lee.
wasn't it that same movie plot with American Tail? I think it was the same movie, wasn't it?
I don't. District 9 kind of had a similar thing. Didn't that dude put an alien
American
gun on
Tail
and
with
start
the
to turn
mouse?
into one?
Really?
Five Goes West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
So we're doing that 2 weeks from now. Silent Rage is a good movie, everybody.
Yes,
this is what
it
we're
is.
leaving this with.
It's a good
It's a good movie. Great.
I don't know. Maybe it was
Watch
a bad
it.
movie that rules.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Next week, we're diving into some territory that we have not spent a lot of time in, old hacky sci-fi. So I'm excited for that. Make sure you join us and just appreciate you guys listening to Silent Rage on behalf of the Manimal, Bob Hauser, Joe Gorotowski, the Machine Punter Mummer over here. I'm James Hauser. Thank you guys for listening. Can't act. I can't write. Don't matter to these guys. They think it's all right.
Yep.
You would say it's a good movie if Norris was staring at you right now.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a fantastic movie, Mr. Norris.
And then he would still roundhouse kick you in the face
I accept that.
for taking so long to answer.
Ow.
See that Liam Neeson gif of Chuck Norris? I'm going to come find you, and then what? My apologies. I called the wrong phone.
Called the wrong number.
I called the wrong number.
Chuck Norris speaks Braille.
He could slam a revolving door.
Whoa. Nice.